Ugh. Happy Withered Monday, everybody. How's everybody doing? Make sure everything looks good here. Yeah, we look fine. I think we're good. Big think on that, at least. From what I can tell, everything's firing off correctly. Okay. Hey guys. None in the chamber night. Chapter 31. Oh, god damn. Today was not a good brain day, I'm gonna be real. Ugh. There's some annoying stuff on my end, but we persist. We do our obligations, baby. My Monday reading obligation shall not be eschewed twice. At least I think it was twice. I don't think I did a reading stream on Monday last week. I can just fact check myself. I don't know why I'm like sitting. I literally have an archive. When was the last reading stream? Yeah, I didn't do one last week. So you're not gonna lose two in a row. You get one. You get yours here. So you get your chapter 20. Chapter 20. We're past that at this point. Chapter 31. Oh yeah, there's an Olivia plush in there. I saw something about that. Was that just like on their official site? Oh look. Forget how loud some of this shit is. When you hug that gator merch. Let's take a look together, fellers. Where's the merch? Check out our catalog. Throw this up on the screen. Oh, look at that. What's this? Could this be the Olivia plush? Damn, that bitch rotating. This is some interesting music for this. The hoodies are movable. That's pretty cool. It's a limited run, so you got 36 days left to go grab her. Yep, this is a pre-order. You should not expect to get your plush until after the production timer has expired. 12 inches tall, removable hoodie and t-shirt, optimized for hugging you, made in the USA with imported materials. Alright, Caveman, I did the shout out. I expect my check in the mail. But let's see, what else do we got here? It's been a minute since I checked. A lot of this is the same that I remember. Yeah, so a lot of the stickers and stuff. These phone cases are pretty neat, though. I kind of like the night one, if I were gonna get one of these. The night one very much speaks to me right now. Okay. Cool new merch. Gator Bros stay winning. I mean, to be fair, I say Gator Bros stay winning, but at the same time, let's see here. Where the fuck is it? Was it on make shit? There we go. To be fair, the Fang Bros, the Tarot Bros, if you will, do have the Fang plush here as well. But, you know, it is co-op. So, it's fine. It's Fang close enough. Bitch do not got the snoot though. She just got like a little bump there. Other than that though, it's fine. Your number one non-binary pterosaur rocks the Rockstar is ready to rock. Let me get my reading shit out of the way already, so that way I can win when I'm actually reading. They/them bring some May/hem to the stage. This Fang plushie comes with a detachable guitar for all your touring needs. Trust me, when Worm Drama is playing massive shows at the Hadrosaur Bowl in a few years, you're gonna want this plushie to show you were a day one fan. Yeah, they do have 255 sold already, which is not surprising because regardless if it has co-op on it, it's a Fang plushie and some people want they Fang. This I have known to be true. It's funded, so it's getting made. It's also $30, so I guess, you know, rep your Caveman and Olivia, your co-op Fang. That's your choice here, motherfucker. Meme Dealer 89 supported 23 minutes ago. Will you? It's not aerodynamic. Obviously, if you chuck that fucker at somebody, it ain't gonna have quite the projectile strength you want. Fuckers took her snoot. Can't have shit in Volcadera. Truly. Truly, you can't have shit. Yo, somebody post the Superior Fang plush, the one with the really fucking long snoot. Actually, you know what? Somebody already did. Hold up. There we go. Perfection. Was she dead? The meteor kill? True. No, never confirmed. Haha, smiles. In a few years, didn't they all die? Sorry guys, you didn't pay attention to the lore, and it shows. You aren't a true GVH fan. Snooters do be wanting they Fang, exactly. The Witch Fang, the true Fang plush. I can appreciate this one because you can grab her by her snoot, you know what I mean? Plus, she just looks like a little bit of a gremlinoid, and that's kind of cool. Co-op cells seething over the cave chads. Yes, ignite the flames of anger in your heart. Man, I had something that I was going to talk about. Now I can't. Oh, yeah. Hey, guys. Hey, guys. Puts my hands on all of your shoulders. Wait, more interesting news. Chris Chan may become a dad. His own progeny. What? Huh? Chris Chan dad. Chris Chan. Okay, that's just actually Chris Chan's dad. Becoming a father. Chris Chan's announcement that she was expecting her first child in the summer of 2025 with alleged Finnish girlfriend Flutter has raised concerns online. Several social media users were stunned at the announcement. Huh? Look, man, I'm not deep in the Chris Chan lore. I'm just gonna sit here and be like, oh, I see, and keep walking. I saw the word finish and I kind of got pissed off though, if I'm completely honest, because I remembered last night and that really angered me. I kind of like had a fucking PTSD moment with everybody staring at me and saying, "Say the line, Bart." Chris Chan scored a Finnish GF and moved to Finland with her. Huh? He got an Abby. Wow. When you roll a nat 1 for 20 years, then you hit a nat 20 once. Judy, run. There's a freak for everyone, folks. Finish is your trigger word now. Truly. You walk up to me in the streets and you say finish, I might pull a gun on you. If the announcement is true, the card game is commissioning me a $5,000 oil painting. Holy fuck. Kev, stay winning. What the hell? That's crazy. God damn it, did I miss the Yapathon? Brother, Weir pulls my jacket up, looks at my watch that doesn't exist. 15 minutes into the stream. You ain't missed shit. Still watching ads, I couldn't hear if you responded. Well, fuck. Actually owned. How many here can say that Christian has more Riz than them? You can have no Riz and still get somebody pregnant. Just like you can have Riz and not get somebody pregnant. Don't worry, everybody. It's okay. Christian is a Virgin Mary in Finland. I'm geeking. Why is today so packed with the most random things? You know, maybe, I don't know. Maybe today just had an off vibe and that's why I've been powered down all day. Evil things have been happening work-wise and I just couldn't get shit working, so I napped. Maybe that's it. Maybe this is how we turn it around, boys. Maybe the Nun in the Chamber tonight will turn this around. You know what? Since I'm still yapping, I'm gonna put stuff on the screen because I want to. Puppet Jake, Puppet Ben. Actually, Don Ben. I like Don Ben more. Put Fang in jail. I don't want her here right now. Churro can chill over there. Meat not gonna belong. Little Chat Livia there, and then Chat Livia faintly in the background. There we go. We're good now. Did Christian get someone pregnant? Who bears the cursed kin? Dog, I don't know. Finish last, I guess. You gotta go look at the lore. Humo Wolf. What did I do? Did you know that Caveman is releasing Olivia plushie in their shop? Yeah, we took a look at that shit. It's to counter the Thang plush, you see. So my guess is One in the Chamber is like alternative E1. No, One in the Chamber is just E1. Because that's what Fang had on the roof, and she shot Anon, and then she jumps off the roof. That's just E1, bubby. None in the Chamber is an alternate. Because then she doesn't have anything on the roof. No, Judy, no. That's what I came back to. Do you remember the 21st night of November? We was coping in chat. Also, someone please help me. I've gotten addicted to the Binding of Isaac, but I also want to finish Katawa Shoujo to play more Balatro. There's too many options. My suggestion, finish Katawa, because at least you can finish that. Binding of Isaac is never finished, dog. And then I don't know what to tell you about Balatro. I ain't seen shit on it. I ain't played it yet. You can finish one of those, though. Put Shiro in jail, too, for theft. Implying you could catch Shiro. Not happening, bubby. Ah, yes, the TISM participants of the stream. Exactly. Have you played the devlog alpha yet, or are you waiting for full release? Slinky, I have 2 streams. One for chapter 1 and one for chapter 2. We actually did the chapter 2 one last night. Beware, I have been let loose. The goose is loose. Time to receive Stego lap pillow. Herm? Pints go for a dead god run. Did you see that Eggman pissed on the moon today? Oh, is today the day that Eggman pissed on the moon? Is that like in lore the right day? Check your DMs. Fuck. Okay. What are you sending me? Lammy. ... I'll get to that later. One in the chamber, the Russian roulette snoot fic. It's where they all think that it'd be really funny if they did it, and then one of them dies, and they're like, oh, well, that's crazy. So the caveman thing wasn't about Route 665, I missed it. I didn't catch it either. I guess I could just go, like, take a look real quick. Should still be there, right? Caveman. Oh, it was probably just, like, the announcement for the fucking plushie, right? Yeah, Olivia plushie. Yeah, we could watch this real quick. Why not? The Master Hand! Inko, your girlfriend was turned into a marketable plushie. Please be nice to her. Anything at the end here that's gonna jump scare me? Yeah. Okay. What did the people have to say? Snoot Game 2, Scholar of the First Sin. Umbra with the I wanna hug that gator, Shadow of the Snoot Tree. Very good. You know, it's always crazy when I recognize people in the comments of videos elsewhere. Why she got the Fang GVH forehead? I don't know. Big foreheads running the family of dinos. That kid is gonna have Spec Ops The Line character development arc when they look up their dad's past. Oh, Jesus Christ, what the fuck? I hate scrolling. Just trick her into running into a trash can, then close the lid. I'm stupid and blind. It's okay, Slinky. I'm pretty fucking regarded myself. Get the music going. I'm alone with my thoughts and it's getting scary. I'm going through Katawa, finished Deaf Girl. Doing no legs currently. Lily is still the best girl. Hey, you live your best life, Iron. I did see you were playing it again recently. Good on you, brother. Today was Sonic Movie 3 trailer. I haven't watched the second Sonic movie, so I don't think I'm allowed to watch the third one just yet. If you can find her, do you have a high-powered scientific microscope in hand? Yes. It's right here. Please, I need to escape Mother's basement. Get good, sorry. You crave Lily's aura energy. Here's the thing, and I've said this many times. I have yet to do the other routes in Katawa other than Hanako. Put me on the stake if you must. One day I'll get to it. Pints will co-op with you and give you get good skills. Hey, expect like a stream of me and Blue playing fucking Binding of Isaac in the future here, since the co-op shit is out. I want to get back into playing it a little bit, and I know that motherfucker has like encyclopedic memory of the game. More important news, I almost became one with the metal pipe sound today. Well, that's not great. I'm glad you didn't. None in the cheeseburger. Yeah, because I ate the motherfucker. Hanako is best girl. Hanako is for hugs, not fugs. Yeah, best girl can be for hugs, dog. What do you mean? Horny bastard. Smacks you over the head. No. Yay, none of the chamber stream while being sick. This is your treat, Illusion. You'll never guess who was in the comment section for that video. Abamya. Sometimes I forget what sort of people chat is, and then I hear you read that one message and go, oh, right. Yeah, you know, we're all just kind of existing here, saying our shit, spitting our truth, you know what I mean? If they make a Ben plushie, will you throw it in a wood chipper live? You know what? Sure. Guys, if they make a Ben plushie, I will destroy the Ben plushie live. We will annihilate the Ben plushie. Look, Gary, there I am. Point to the comment section. Liv plushie next. Yeah, I think you mean Liz. They're gonna watch the 4th Sonic movie tonight. What do you mean? Shut up, Jake. You piss me off. Liz body pillow, but it's just her neck. Work just cut me. I get to go home. Cut you as in just said, hey, you can go home today, Kev. Or like cut you as in you're fired. Gonna assume you meant Liz on that one, big killer. Yeah. Be fine, man. I just need to lock in. I like Hanako best through the lens of the Lily route. She feels like her development was better in that route, and Lily is just so great. Yeah, well, I can't comment on that, so... Beware the tainted character pints. Evening, DM. How you doing? Lily's the most supportive person in Katawa. Yeah, she's up there. I'm gonna recreate E1 with money. With enough money, you can recreate all the E1s. It's called production. If everyone was good friends with Lily, there would be no conflict, only peace. Lily is the great unifier, apparently. My reasons for liking Lily are not because of horny, thank you kindly. I'm not gonna say anything. She's an absolute genuine, wonderful person. I'm just making a comment on the fact that somebody said Hanako is best girl, and you said Hanako is for hugs, not fugs. And I squinted my eyes at you. Annihilate in what fashion? Are we going to see you get banned? No, not that annihilate. Annihilate is in, like, hit it with a flamethrower. This man has never worked in a restaurant and it shows. Yeah, dog, I haven't. What do you mean? I've had one job, and that's the job I'm still working. A Mia Pinata. That'd be cool. Yo, Caveman, can we get some Mia Pinatas? A mix of both, Humo. The guy dying of allergies wasn't the best choice to do mold cleanup in the walk-in. But they did anyway. Now I can't breathe or be useful, so I can go draw at home. That's rough, buddy. I'm sorry to hear that. Since the Gator Drought looks at Jake, any plans on something like Nothing to Something or Wani mods? I don't know, I still gotta defeat none in the chamber. Expect something different at the next year. That's the most I can tell you, dog. You'll get something next year. Don't look at me, it'll be done when it's done. Yeah, but people want it done now, Jake. Jake, when is my gruel? When are you going to feed me my gruel? This treat for me, Rosa will make me happy to hear this chapter. It'll be done when it's done, Jake. Linkara Parade. I like way to play Katawa. I have a higher tolerance for furry shit than weeb shit. Shrugs. Good stories. Oh boy, remember that one? The intro chapter scared me off. Jake, Kumo is asking you for some good slop. I just need a bowl and like a wood spoon, dog. Gotta feed the starving masses their dose of OC slop. Man, I just want to be done with fucking reading stuff. I haven't... When was the last time I put out a master cut? Looks at the studio. Goes to content. Oh, it was in May. End of May. It's been half a year, dog. I want to put out a fucking thing. So that people could be like, yo, audiobook for me. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, I picked 2 motherfucking work in progress fics. Should have kept to the ones that were finished. I will not make that mistake again. Katawa isn't too weeby to be fair, just looks at you all my little pog champs. Didn't you make that sticker for the devlog server? Hold up. Oh, yep. No, never mind, not hold up. Unless somebody DMs it to me, I can't be arsed to get it right now. Holy shit. Oh. Probably good, but I haven't gone back to it. Can I join the Cool Patrol? What is the Cool Patrol? While ago. Audio jungle. 84. Your streamer hates literature. Fuck you, Pints. I'm literally here to read your shit. Well, not your shit. I'm here to read you shit. Well, it's not shit. I'm here to read. Again, I fear the chosen one that'll listen to them on a chamber master cut without sleep. Yeah, no, they're too powerful. Goku would fear them. Reads 34 plus chapter story. It's so long, sad face. I just need to check something real quick. Okay. So, Broken Wings, for example, was 19 chapters. It was 80,000 words. If I were to double that, that would put it at 38 chapters and 160,000 words. This is over the double that length. I could do 160,000 words. I have learned what my tolerance is for how long something can be before I lose my goddamn mind. Also, keep in mind, you motherfuckers were the ones who voted for this shit! You want it done in the chamber, and I am the fucking monkey that dances on the stage. So you know what happened? I read it, and from now on, I have learned to choose my battles instead of letting you choose them for me. Not only are they work in progress, but one is the length of the Bible. Umo became the jonkler. I felt the flow through me. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I like the little PogChamp sticker. To whoever here who has read Nothing to Something, would you recommend it? I think they would. I've heard people recommend it. I could be a loser and write my commissions to get paid to the paid word count, but when I get commission topics I enjoy writing, I happen to over-invest. Yeah, well, give me my fucking punch drunk and then you can fuck off, Jake. Smiles. Yeah, Kev did make that sticker. Speaking of which, where is our Bible verse of the day? I don't know. Y'all gotta find Big Shifter for me. I'll just finish my Mia Inko fic for you then. Smile. Mia. Icky. It's trippy, Moth, but well written, so give it a shot. You're here to read? Smile. You think you're real fucking clever, don't you, bub? It's always when winters start when I get sick. Well, yeah, changing the seasons and all that tends to get people sick. You know, the Cool Patrol. Saying it again doesn't help. And there's the Soldier Boys. You should read Blood Meridian next. What the fuck is Blood Meridian? I'm not a learned man. Oh, it's that one with the freak guy. How many words is it? How long? how long Blood Meridian? It's 384 pages. Okay, what's the word count? The unabridged audio version of Blood Meridian is 13 hours and 6 minutes long. Light work, no reaction. Where's the word count? Give me the word count. I want the words. Word. Motherfucker. Alright, fine. I'll look up specifically. Word count. Blood Meridian word count. Since you want to make me work for this shit. Is there no word count? Does it just have the amount of pages? Curl yourself. Wait. $116,000 words. Oh, that's light work. Oh, I could do that. That wouldn't be bad. That'd be easy. Unless you mean all of the shit there. Because I did look at a list and there was multiple books. Dance, streamer, dance. I voted for a much shorter E3 fic, I'll have you know. Okay, well you're a real one, Slinky, so... Dance, Mr. Streamer, as I break your fingers like a monkey's paw. Rain of fucking coins on your forehead that kills you. How good is the story? I just finished Inko Noted. It's good, but you've got about 50 hours of content to catch up on. Have fun. Winterheart. I didn't vote, Smiles. It is abhorrently long. I patrol the cool and funny perchance. Oh, you are confusing me! Looks like we're living in the timeline where the Civil War finally gets a sequel. The Judge. Blood Meridian's writing style would give Humo a stroke. Probably. It's not hard to get me to fucking have a stroke on stream. See someone use me real first name in chat. See no one with it in there. Wonder if someone's talking to me. Out loud, read the synopsis. Many friendly words. Alright. I'm gonna read the synopsis of Blood Meridian until I can't read it anymore. Blood Meridian synopsis. Okay. I'm reading... Let's see. Where's synopsize? Where's synopsize that? Read synopsize. I'm going to lit charts. Unless I'm supposed to read the fucking thing somewhere else. Say, boss. Is that what you want? Did I miss the reading? No, we're still fucking doing bullshit. I didn't vote for None in the Chamber, but I'm glad this won. It's really good, but there's no way I'd have read it without my handy portable audible streamer. Ugh. Feed me, please. I'm dying in pockets here. Read Roadside Picnic. Good one. Good idea. Good book, don't recommend. It's nuts. It'd be very bad. Can we read the Loud House revamped? Kill yourself. Bad apple. Backlogs are a son of a bitch sometime. True. I shall give you a treat this week, Smiles. Oh shit. Hey, wait. Is Vice's timer up? Is the Vice timer up? Another one day. I'm scared. I don't know what that means. It brings a fear in my Oh hey, look. Guys. Wabeka. It's Wabeka. Confusion is how I capture intrigue. It makes my brain melt. That's the point. Humo, can we read the Bible on stream from my man Big Shifter? How many words is the Bible again? I know we've looked this up before. Mm-hmm. Okay. Calculator. Okay. Now let me do some math here. So we've got 1, 6, 7, 7, 7, 2, 15. Okay. And then we're gonna divide that by 4, 1, 7, 9, 3, 1. Okay. So if we started the Loud House and kept the same pace that we did with None in the Chamber, I might be done with it in 20 years. Yeah, I don't think that one's happening. Back to Rebecca. I'm just gonna full screen this. This is what you guys get for a little bit. Treat. We can't do both the Bible and the Loud House revamped. My power suggestion is too strong here. Unless Humo plans on streaming till he's 80. I might. Someone should link Humo Loud House revamped. Bubby, yeah, Cars did that. You'll get your food when you finish this fic. The fic isn't finished in the first place! That's bullshit! When he hugged the fanfic raptor. Yeah, some of you do. Yeah, give fanfic raptor huggies. Legend of Zelda, the dawn to define your day. Over 700,000, big read. I will give 5 Spanish doubloons for Moby Dick on stream. Do the Spanish deal with doubloons? I thought they was pesos. Time to faceplant DOG and Infernum. Have fun, brother. I still haven't beat that motherfucker. But then again, it's been a while since I went back and started trying to beat the fuck out of him. Now it has revamped. There's over 16.5 million words. Bid goodnight for now. Alright, yoch. You're a big boy. You could read the Bible in one stream. No, I couldn't. My brain would rot. Dios mío. Ugh. Seems reasonable, TBH. Oops! You should take your opinion and put it up your ass! Bible 2 is a better read, called the Apocrypha? Apocrypha? I don't know if I pronounced that right. 27.5 times longer than the Bible. If I had a nickel for every piece of media that had a character named Rebecca as my favorite character, I would have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. What can they say? Rebecca sweet, dog. My son, the time has come. You must read the Loud House revamped on stream for a bunch of bubble blowing retards. You know, if somebody paid me like $1 million, I would. I'd read the Loud House revamped on stream. Hell, for $1 million, I'd read it within 10 years. That's right. I'd go and double time it just for the brilliant guy paying me $1 million. $1 million, low bar, gotta be at least 10 mil. I don't want to hear that from you. Mister, I'm gonna throw a number out there and get paid money to do a thing. If somebody gave me $1 million, I now have a house, and I can just kick back for like at least like 10 years and be fine. At least. I could commit all the time necessary to like blow like fucking 8-hour days, 40 hours a week to reading the Loud House revamped. My life would be set. I'd be done, all for the price of reading the Loud House. Rebecca, can I get a hug? I guess. Wonder if I can get Humo to read the Charnel Houses of Europe. I don't know, maybe. Dog, I don't know. I just read. Can you read Paradise Lost and Paradise Regained? They're biblical fan fiction. I didn't even know biblical fan fiction was a thing. Alright, guess I'm gonna tuck that in the back of my head. And God said, let there be a house that is loud. Fun fact, dollar means Spanish peso. It's a blend of the S and the P. I don't know enough to fact check you on that, so I'll just believe you. Can the revamped reading be crowdfunded? Sure. If you guys can scrounge up $1 million untaxed or after tax to give to me, then yeah, sure. Go for it. Hell, if you want to coordinate with the rest of the internet to give me $1 million and that ends up in my bank account, sure. Specified after tax greedy motherfucker. Nah, the government's greedy. I want my $1 million and I want it to be mine. So you gotta work to get me an actual $1 million. And then you'll get your Loud House reading. And then that will be part of the internet archives forever. Can the revamp, oh yeah, crowdfunded. Sunday special school. 200 is 200 parade. More like 750 is 750 parade. 10 years for 1 mil, you lose a lot to inflation. I would make sure to put the money in the proper channels to make sure to kind of combat that and get the most out of it. Look, all I'm saying is $1 million can get me a lot of shit that I'd want right now. I would be able to basically quit my job and pursue other things as well. It would be epic. I could honestly, if I didn't have a job and I could just stream all fucking day, guess what? You guys will get your Loud House and other streams. You get streamer more than you know what to do with. I could pay a fucking, like, editor. You guys would get videos of streams. That way you don't have to watch the whole stream. You can just get the funny little dopamine hits. Or you can watch the stream if you want. That's also fine. Mr. Streamer said, this is thanks I get for working overtime. Full-time Loud House reader. So guys, how does it feel to be able to officially buy our Gator wife? It's epic. Can we get a Loud House sad in chat? Dante's Inferno is a rant and batching wrapped in religious fan fiction. You know what? I guess that's real. Rant and bitching wrapped in religious fanfiction. Dante's Purgatorio, Inferno, and Paradiso are also biblical fanfiction. I could just for the lulz. Jake calling you greedy when he raised the price once he knew someone would pay it. At Humo's request. Correct. Correct. Jake did say I would finish, what was it? I Want to Marry That Gator and write a sequel for it for $500. And I said, Jake, puts my hand on your shoulder. Idiot. You need to put more money than that because somebody will pay $500. So he added $250 to it, and then he got $750. Ultimate Cylinder Cars, more like it. Might be one of the first fanfictions ever in history since it was written 400 years ago. No, the first fanfiction was Grug making his wall painting about how his rock was bigger and he killed the mountain lion, whereas Tug did not. Tug perished, not bring food home for the table. The rock table. The amount of Gator Tarot jars ratios about to go up in the next year. Vice, I'd have been better off not hearing that ever, but you know what? You're right. Dante's Inferno is the very first instance in history of I drew you as a soy jack and me as the Chad. Alright everyone, let's make Humo mainstream. The live stream interaction funnies. Oh, don't worry, you'd still get your interactions that way. But I know not everybody has time in their day, so you get little videos too, little nuggets of truth. Streamer would get Streamer House. Truly. Ah, yeah, the boss music. We were all thinking it, I was just not afraid to say it. How could you say something so brave yet so controversial? It's not just a boulder, it's a rock. I need to watch SpongeBob again. Old SpongeBob. Tug too busy tugging according to Grug from Cave Painting. Tug need get job. Put food on table for family. Berry wife need big man meat. from Lion, not... Well... Grug not talk about this no more. Little Nuggies, pass the whiskey. Alright, are we getting the vocal stems out of the way already? Whiskey makes daddy not mad. I hate that comes from fucking kitten boy wife. That feels... throws a fucking wet slop bucket at the wall. Why did I click on the Discord and this is the first fucking thing I see? I hate you guys sometimes. Pretty sure the Epic of Gilgamesh is the first ever fanfiction made, and it's basically just one of those IRL Giga Chad memes. Oh yeah, Epic of Gilgamesh. I don't know what that is either. Who would be your dream collab? I watch Tomato a lot, but I don't know if collabing with him would make sense for me. Shit. Doing something with Junie would be really fucking cool, but what? Get Junie on the creator spotlight, baby. That'd be the dream. Let's go. Woo! That or having Zone on the creator spotlight would be really cool. I think having either one of those two would be really fucking neat. I keep thinking Kitten Boy Wife is a bit. Then I remember that's a real YouTube chat person. Correct. Throw me at the wall instead. Creature, truly. I listen to Senzawa's Uwu song, and every time I see Arthur, that song plays in my head now. Why is Jake screaming, God left me unfinished? Who drew that, Rebecca? That would be Kev, baby. God had no hand in creation of my sinful pussy. I gotta remember I can just not read messages sometimes. He didn't answer Toby Fox? No, because that would be me and Toby in the fucking ring, because I'd be saying, where the fuck is my chapter, Toby? And he'd be like, soon TM. And I would have to I would have to fight him in a blood ritual. Humanodo ex usada pecora. What the fuck would we even do? I don't know how to speak Japanese, dog. How much English does she know? I don't know if it'd be enough to do a fucking stream. She'd literally look at me and go, who? Nah, if I had to choose a HoloLive collab, it would be, fuck. Alright, hold up a minute. Let me think. Let me think. Let me cook. Fauna collab. That'd be where I start my ASMR career. Roundtable of Snoot Air Force Energy does a mod. I have been giveth a big treat in snooting up, which is perfection to me. You do it to yourself, honestly. Just like you do everything to yourself as well, Jake. That is why I do not feel sad for you. You bring hell upon thine self. And in that sense, we are kindred spirits. Sinzawa, now it's a name. I hope she's doing well. She'd be a great VTuber. Smiles. She died from cirrhosis from her chronic alcoholism. Wendigoon collab when? No, Toby would say the day he fights you is TBA. True. True. Everybody's sitting there like, when are we gonna see the Humo Toby fight? And Toby's just like, I don't know. Soon. Smiles. I'm a furry in chat. Proves I'm a fucking prude. Tenma, because of that schizo to schizo communication. Yeah, you know what? Maybe I could get Tenma on to like watch me play Black Souls and yell at me at how I'm playing it wrong. Tenma played Black Souls, right? Why are you Deltarune people so impatient? Goddamn. Yeah, okay. It's been 3 years. It's been 3 years. I want my chapter, goddammit. But Humo, it takes time to develop. I know. God, don't I know. I just want a chapter, man. I'm gonna fucking die randomly and I'm not gonna get to fucking experience it. Let me have my fucking game. Games take a while, motherfucker. Motherfucker, you think I don't know that? I've been waiting for fucking Stalker 2. I'm allowed to have one game I tweak about. If the fucking, what is it, the Silk Song motherfuckers can sit there fiending, I can sit here fiending for Deltarune. I get one. Esteemed VTuber, how hungry? What are you saying to me? You know, on the topic of Tenma, what about a fucking Pippa collab? How'd that go? You guys think I could survive that? When are we gonna get Snoot Wani mods for the Bible? Do you mean like instead of Jesus, it's Raptor Jesus? Ben's stupid little eyes are so distracting. Yeah, it's kind of the boing. I'd watch the fight. I'll even provide the baby oil. Of course you would. He needs his Susie. I just need stuff. 3 years, man. Kingdom Hearts 3 came out 13 years after 2. Shit's crazy. Look, I understand. Perhaps I am being impatient. But I'm allowed to be impatient sometimes. Legends say every time when Chapter 3 is asked, hope he deliberately delays it by a day. We aren't getting that this century then. Sorry. He said the pointless. I need it. Waiting for the full release of Deltarune is like waiting for the ending of One Piece. We had to wait 7 years for an existing game to be fucking fixed. TF2. Well, yeah, that's because they left that baby to rot in the corner. I have activated after seeing the Gator merch news. Was it like your fucking trigger word? I now exist on both mediums. Hi cars. I'm gonna miss the reading, aren't I? Groans. Unfortunately, probably. If you have to dip, then yes. Ask Lenny about how hungry. He'll start shrieking in delight. Goes to Lenny. Jake asked me to ask you about... How did I miss the beat? About how hungry. And that you would, quote unquote, scream in delight. Oh, sorry, shriek. Let me edit that. Shriek in delight. Silk song mentioned. Longing, depression active. How hungry you say horse. Yeah, Pippa would be chill until you mention Walmart. Hey, I probably wouldn't mention Walmart until I want to, like, activate a trigger phrase. Or she'd look at me and say, that's fucking cringe, idiot, stupid, dumbass. I don't know, but I do know Pippa played Snoot Game for, like, one stream. Did she now? Bro is gonna eat all the tubby custard. No, not the fucking tubby custard. Get that fucking baby son out of here. Instead of Jesus, it's Raptor Jesus, and he goes on for a concerning long time about human dino relationships. Pippa, absolutely not. You can barely handle Lanny. What do you mean? I handle Lanny all the time. I'm like one of his wranglers at this point. Not to mention, there's times where I just start matching Lanny's energy. And we start fucking tweaking off of one another. That's a bit rarer, but... And on the 8th day, God created buff dino women to bully small twink humans. And this pleased him. I see. And here I am still waiting for Golden Sun's last part. With the cast of Snoot Wanty there as well. One Piece is almost over. Is it? Is it truly? I just like zoned out for a split second there. I'm good. Sorry man, what I meant to say... Sorry, man. I mean to say, I fucking want my games now. God damn it. Hey, real. Hey, if the Catholics can have anime, Christians can have Snoot Wanty mods. Yeah. Go fight for it, though. You do have a Susie substitute in devlog now. True. But the thing is, everybody's fiending. If you recall the stream last night, Jake immediately started thinking about... the most heinous thoughts he could, and Iron wanted to put a ring on it and start a family. And I was the measured one and just going, yeah! Because I was like, yay, Emily on screen. And then they out-freaked me. Immediately, they out-freaked me. I can't match these motherfuckers. They're psychotic. Yep, see, Jake with the I need that girl's grime. Get me up in those folds. God, you are the filthiest motherfucker I've seen. You put some of the motherfuckers in the server to shame. We need Triceratops Yakub. Emily, my beloved. Childbearing hips, Jake. Coward putting the long distance milking into Jake's head didn't help. What up? We just finished watching Ford versus Ferrari. What does that mean? Like, was it a Ford truck versus a Ferrari car or something? Don't forget Female Jake. Yeah, Female Jake was pretty funny. Since when is wanting to start a family freaky? Look, the family part wasn't freaky, but you were sitting there talking about how you were restraining yourself from being absolutely heinous. You said that. I didn't have to restrain myself. All I had were pure intentions. Good thing I keep my thoughts to myself. That's the best way you can live your life. Don't say anything. Once you say something, it's out there and they know. You can't let them know. You attract psychos, Humo. Yeah, I guess I do. I don't even know how I pulled that one off. Can't get on Jake's level. I know when I'm beaten and daddy delivered. Throws up. I don't think I trust the Snoot Wanty community to do respectful representations of the Bible. Now, we got some Bible ads. There's some Bible ads out there. I'm sure they can do it justice. Fem Jake 2. I'd like to play a Snoot spinoff that took place in the 1960s. how racist would it be? How much dino segregation would there be? Catholics and Christians are the same thing. Christianity is the religion and Catholics are a branch of that religion. Well, you know what? Puts my hands in the air, makes a rainbow, the more you know. Starting family is the greatest goal of any adventurer in this ship of life. Nah, you need 5 doubloons. That's the greatest goal, dog. I really only tweak about Mia, but I'm persecuted for it. I'm persecuted for it. There we go. The 1960s Snoot spinoff could be Scout and Miss Broccoli. Huh. Yeah, I guess so. Bible pushing plesiosaur wife? Question mark. You're goddamn right, boy wife. I deliver spunk into wombs. Arr, arr, arr. There's no stopping him, fellas. Again, y'all, minus Humo, prove I'm a prude. Fucking freaks. True. I want my rod to be Taffy's toothbrush. Alright, you know what? I think you guys have been freaky enough. I'm gonna go get water and then read. Alright, I'm back. Whoa, who said that? My man dapped me up. That was, Cars. Mia do be activating my boiveries. What? Check DM before you lock into this reading. Uh-oh. Who's this? Stop the music. Clear the screen. Huh? Huh? All between 15 minutes to an hour. I need to do some research real quick. Give me a minute. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Wrong page. Here, you guys can keep looking at that.
The Loud House, revamped. Category.
Oh, fuck yourself! Is this fucking AI?
Genre, humor.
Hold up.
Loud House revamped prologue. prologue opens out in the distant void of space.
Oh, cringe. There's still, guys, we're still in. Guys, we're still in. We can do it. There's still $1 million to be made. Hold up. So the first video was 9 months ago. What about the most recent? I need to like get the fucking list here. View full playlist. 9 months ago. Is this still ongoing? Or did they like post this? Hold up. Jesus Christ, I'm gonna be scrolling for a little bit, aren't I? Fuck my life. The last video was 2 months ago. So chapter 0777. All right, hold up. How many chapters were there? Hold up. I gotta go to the fucking. Is there like a okay? There are, Mother of God. There is 2,328. It was like a third in. The AI got a third in. I didn't even check that. We're so back. Fucking robots taking our jobs. God bless that man's soul. There is no soul. That was an AI. All corpo, no personality. You can still get it. That's not even AI. It's basic bitch TTS from 2008. God. We can still make our bank. Arthur. Arthur. I have a plan, Arthur. We just need a little money. And then the Loud House revamped. Okay. There's one thing I gotta check real quick. Hold up. Hold your horses. I see you guys talking about Fallout Equestria. How long is that one? Hold up. Fallout Equestria. Length. Contains more than 620,000 words. Okay, yeah. Fucking 50 grand. Yeah, 50 grand. That's where I'm gonna put it at. Crowdfund it. What was I doing again? There we go. Okay, real talk. Real talk. How many chapters a reading session then? Of fucking Loud House? I don't know. However long I can get before my brain melts. Again, I'd be getting paid $1 million to do it, so I feel a bit more incentivized. Already went over this. 2 days, 13 hours. I know because I did the math myself. Cards will buy you the physical book to read by a fire. Well, I don't have a fire, so I could like throw up like a green screen and put a fire on it. That could work. I want to read Dead that snoot. What the fuck? Is that real? Alright, look, this is what I was looking up. Hey, what is this? Hey, apparently people are playing the shit out of this in the fucking Discord. Cars was even messaging me saying that we need a fucking Atlas fucking channel. Can anyone fucking give me an idea what's going on here? Scrolls down. Boring game, boring glitchy mechanics, boring and repetitive game loop. Guys, I think Tep found it boring. Despite the obvious suggestive element, Atlas has substance. Early access. Ultimately unfinished game, more content features. Approximately how long? Development. Undetermined time. 3 major world zones. 2 dungeons each. Okay. Will the game be priced differently? No, the game will be priced the same amount. Okay, got it. Apparently it's a really good Souls-like from what I heard. Uminoto in 2026 clocking in for those 12-hour shift at the Loud House revamped Reading Stream Factory. Yeah. Atlas is actually pretty good. Don't play it on stream. Why not? They're not going to kill me, right? I don't see NSFW here. I see cute. Cute is there. It's got big furry titties and ass in it. Amen, brother. Hop on Atlas. How much is it? $10? Hey guys, should I play Atlas instead of reading the chamber? It's action RPG with thick furry short stacks, unironically good. Get this furry trash off the screen. This is a scaly household. It's a Gooner game. Is Morwen playing this, by the way? I can see her making a midnight imp. 9 people already own this on my friends list, which I've seen them playing. It's safe for stream. Do it. You will do anything to get out of this reading. You miserable freak. I'm not miserable. I'm having a good time. An MMO game with actual boob and ass slider. Is it like Kobold Care? Is there a cock slider as well? First fishing, now furry. Guys, hop on web fishing. It's time. If it's bad, you can just return it so you wouldn't waste much money by doing it. I mean, if I did a stream on it, I probably wouldn't return it because, like, I'm still getting content out of it. I want my Nun in the Chamber fix. You still haven't finished Snoot Jam 3. Yeah, someday I'll get that one going. It has scalies, you dumb, miserable knuckle tracker. No, we're not having another fishing stream moment. Go fishing. Hey, Atlas. Almost lost my cool. I think you did lose your cool. My first character is Kobold, so it has scalies. Atlas is Kino. Guys, I think it's time for web fishing. Fuck! Oh! Hell yeah. Remember, fellas, you only lose when you stop playing. All right. All right, I got my fix. I didn't lose. Those scratches were like $350 a pop, right? And I did 5 of them, and I got at least 2,000, so I won. Yay! I have this dude downloaded. I'm in his mind. Yeah, Jake, I totally didn't buy 5 specifically because you said 5. Smiles at you. Alright. Sure. Whatever you want to believe, Buppy. Ugh. You stopped playing, so you lost. No, I'll play again later. It'll be all good. Look, the Nun in the Chamber boys lost last week, so I gotta let them have this week, alright? Alright. As always, if I fucking forget like how I voiced the character, Sodgi, we're gonna try our best. Fuck. I got like this phlegm in my throat that's like deep in there and I can't get it out. Oh, I should not have done that. That one hurt. That one did not feel good. Owie. What's the calculator still here for? Get out of here. Man, fuck this. I'm beating my meat and going to bed. Rock on, Jaker. Rock on. Alright. Anybody who's sticking around for the readings, go ahead and get yourself comfortable. If you want to have like a nice little water or something on the side, or perhaps something more refined like a Coca-Cola, get that ready because we're going to start reading now. Humo, one last message. What? Poopy head. Mods, time them out for 10 minutes. Here we go. Chapter 31. Echoes of Regret. If you don't know when to let go, you'll end up with only echoes of regret. My visits to Dog Violet became less frequent as the years rolled by, and their form also gradually changed, becoming more of a conversation about my feelings and the goings-on in my life, rather than an in-depth analysis of my mental state. God damn traffic jams. Why the hell did I get a driver's license? Sure, I was getting stuck in traffic while on the bus, but at least I didn't have to pay for insurance and gas, and I didn't have to worry about the retards who seemed to have won their license in a fucking raffle. Pickup zooms right before the hood of my car, having cut the intersection on red. Raptor, jeez, fucking! I pumped the brakes, the car coming to a halt among the shriek of tires on asphalt. Fuck! Jesus! Turned my head to the truck speeding away. Learn to drive, retard! I shout after him. I crossed the intersection, watching out for any rednecks lost on their way to Kentucky. Luckily, no lost cousin fucker decides to completely ruin my day. Fuck. I have to stop for a while. God damn it. Hands are shaking. I can't drive like this. Fucking idiots. Who taught them to drive? God. I turn into a parking lot of a large convenience store. I drive into a parking spot and sit for a moment, trying my damnedest to will my heart to slow down and my hands to stop shaking. God fucking damn it, he almost hit me. Raptor, Jesus fucking Christ. I get out of the car and light up a cig, then lean against the car and rub my forehead, taking drag after drag of the sweet, sweet nicotine goodness. Yeah, that's the stuff. No wonder Lucy smoked like a dragon. This shit really hits the spot. And I finish the cig and reach inside the pack, only to find it empty. Fuck. Well, may as well head inside the store and buy smokes and some water. Once June rolls around, this goddamn city turns into an oven. No wonder meteor dodgers love it here. Soon I enter the cool, air-conditioned oasis of the local Tarot Mart. Whoever invented air conditioning, I salute you, you glorious son of a bitch. Finding the water aisle isn't hard. All Tarot Marts are the same. You've been in one, you've been in them all. I grab a bottle and I'm about to go on my merry way when someone calls out my name. Wait, I recognize that voice. Anon, hey, wait. Turn and see Wendy, waving at me with a wide smile. Long gone is the fire in her eyes and that tick which made her head twitch. She's as lively as a young dino woman her age could hope to be, and her eyes sparkle as she approaches me. I give her a nod and a little wave, with the side of a friendly smile. Hey, Wendy, how have you been? She laughs. It's not a low, slow laugh of a drugged-up girl locked up in a psychiatric ward, but a genuine laugh of someone who lives to the fullest and goddamn loves their life. No, I've been fine. Just fine, yes. You? She leans in with a curious smirk. She still repeats words, but that's something that'll stay with her until the end of her life, I think. It's no biggie, just a quirk. I'm doing great, I say. No need to tell her about how I almost ended up 6 feet under. How's Judy? I've seen her with some guy downtown. Wendy blushes and giggles like a teenager. Oh, that's her boyfriend. He's a good guy, yes, very good guy, but... She leans in and chuckles confidentially. He's a bit of a doofus. I grin. I see. How about you? I nudge her with my elbow. Any luck finding your one-itis? She shakes her head, making her crimson red hair scatter over her face. She pulls it to the side and looks me in the eyes. Oh no, maybe sometime, but not now. She pauses. A moment of silence ensues, which she breaks. How's that girl, Lucy? Yes, Lucy. How is she? That takes me off guard for a moment, but after a swift mental recovery, I cough up an answer. Oh, Lucy's better. I nod with a smile. She's not quite fully healed, but she's much better than she was back then. Should I tell her about Amber? Why the hell not? We have a kid, you know? Amber. She's 3 years old. Wendy's eyes shoot wide open, and she leans away from me, taken completely aback by this unexpected piece of intelligence. She blinks, then blinks again, shakes her head, and stands upright with a smile quickly returning to her face. Huh, she chuckles. How's Stella? She stops smiling and gives me a very cautious look. I frown. What's the big deal? She knows that Stella and I were friends and had a bit of a falling out, so what's with that look? I'm not asking her to give up her address or anything. She's good. She's doing good. She finally answers. I grip the bottle tighter than swallow. Why the fuck am I so nervous? She won't attack you. Calm the hell down, little man. I see. I look down at the bottle, keep my eyes on it for a long moment, then look back up at Wendy. I'm just wondering if she's okay. I saw her around town, but we never had a chance to speak ever since the falling out, you know? Wendy's look shifts, from suspicious to analytical. She tilts her head like a little bird, watches me for a second, then tilts her head upright again and nods. She's okay, Anon. Don't worry. She's in college, she explains. You know how it is with colleges. Work. Yeah. Stella told me that already. Thanks. I thought that... I trail off, then sigh. Stella looks tired, and sad the last time I saw her, but maybe Wendy's right. Maybe she's just overworking herself. Mo praised her for being a very hard worker while she worked for him, so maybe it's that. Who knows? Unlike Wendy, I'm not Stella's friend anymore, so I can't say. Never mind. She smirks.
Alright, well, I need to be going, Anon. Me and Jude are having a little party tonight. Bye.
She walks off. Hey, Wendy. She pauses. Can you give me your phone number? I take my phone out. So we can stay in touch. She stands still for a second, then jumps.
Oh, no, sure.
We swap numbers, after which she disappears behind a shelf. Then, cursing under my breath, I head over to the register and get my smokes. Idiot. Why the fuck did you ask about Stella? She doesn't want to have anything to do with you either. Or anyone from your circle, for that matter. Her life is none of your goddamn concern. I leave the store and get in my car, drink some water, turn on the radio, and back out of the parking spot. Before I even cross the damn parking lot to join traffic, my thoughts again stumble upon Stella. I frown and grip the steering wheel tighter, and, grumbling to myself, shake these thoughts off until I'm in the clear. Only then do I indulge. First thing that comes to my mind, as I split my unwavering attention between the road and the inner machinations of my mind, as the opening notes of Joker and the Thief start blasting from the speakers, is one day in April, 3 years ago. It was a cool, overcast day. From what I recall, it was windy like hell when Rosa and I were getting out of her car, having stopped before Stella's apartment building. Rosa wanted to check in on her, since in late March, she got an unexpected call from Stella, and that, for some reason, worried my stepsis enough to warrant a visit. She asked me to tag along.
You wanted to check in on her. Now's your chance, Anon.
She told me. I, of course, came along. I asked her, as we drove there, why we're doing this. She told me that Stella sounded very tired over the phone, and I didn't say much.
Even after Lucy's trial, she wasn't this distant and cold, Anon, she explained. I'm worried about the situation at her home.
That reminded me of something I heard from the old geezer on one of the supply runs. You know, Mo told me that she's been missing a lot of her shifts lately. Okay, I think this is supposed to be...
Wendy, you know, that girl that you went to in the hospital with? She told me Stella's been acting odd since the last time she saw her.
I pressed her for details, but she hushed me up and told me that she needs to focus on the road. But I could tell from her expression alone that she wasn't in a good state of mind. Her gripping the steering wheel exceedingly tightly only exacerbated this impression, to the point that I started to question my decision to tag along with her. Luckily, she didn't crash the car. On the contrary, she drove well within the speed limit, even on the highway, where she sometimes liked to let herself loose. We got out of the car and started climbing the stairs, neither of us knowing what to expect, but both of us were certain that we wouldn't be getting a warm welcome. Amanda wasn't exactly a fan of me since our first meeting, and after the debacle with Stella, she wasn't fond of Rosa either, which made me doubt the point of going to her house. Rosa masked her uncertainty with a thick, almost perfect mask of confidence. I could see the cracks in my stepsis's manner as clear as day. Her hands were shaking a little, the tip of her tail flicked from side to side, and she was holding her skirts with her hand a bit too tightly for it to be casual. I said nothing, though, both not wanting to incur the wrath of the almighty Slipper, and to not give away that I myself doubted that this charade would yield any fruit. Finally, after a walk that felt as long a climb atop the Rock Trade Center tower, we arrived at the door. Rosa looked at me. I looked at her. She let go of her skirts, raised her hands on the inhale, and lowered them on the exhale.
All right.
She turned to the door and rang the bell. Footsteps from the other side. A moment later, we stood face to face with Amanda. The butch stego frowned and stiffened as soon as she saw us, her face darkening, while her pupils shrank and eyes narrowed. We stood in silence for a very long, very tense moment, the three of us as still as stone. Amanda gave us a prolonged look, then she closed the door. Rosa frowned, clenched her fist, and rang the bell. No response. She rang the bell again. No response. She held the bell button for almost a minute. Amanda threw the door open, glaring at Rosa. Stop. She was annoyed. Rosa let go of the button. What do you want? Amanda crossed her arms. We would like to see Stella, Rosa calmly answered. Amanda snorted and leaned on the doorframe, taking both of us in for a moment with a crooked smirk. Maybe she doesn't want to see you. Rosa snorted in response. Why would she call me then? Amanda shrugged, still leaning on the doorframe. None of my business what my girl does in her private life. She glanced at me. You. What do you want? I want to talk to your daughter. She pushed herself away from the doorframe. Even though it was a very casual, almost absent-minded gesture, I still took a step back, my heart jumping up to my throat. Who knows what she was thinking at that moment. Maybe she was measuring me up for a smackdown. I already said Stella doesn't want to know either of you, especially after the treatment you, she glances at Rosa, have given her. She swung her arm towards the stairs, turning back to me. Get out. There was a noticeable hint of threat in her voice. I swallowed. Shut the fuck up, Naomi. Don't talk to him like that. Amanda slowly turned to Rosa, who made nothing of the butch stego staring at her with the deepest frown I've ever seen on a woman. Rosa stood with her feet planted firmly on the floor, looking Amanda straight in the eyes. The stego paused, snorted, then took a step back and leaned back on the doorframe with the same crooked smirk as before. You won't be able to see Stella anyway. She moved out. Rosa and I exchanged looks. Well, that was pretty fucking unexpected. Where? I don't know. You don't know? Stella is almost 20, Rosa. She's a woman now, Amanda replied. Ask her, not me. I asked, she didn't tell me. Amanda's smirk grew. That settles everything, doesn't it? Rosa narrowed her eyes. Well, she didn't tell you where she lives now either. So what does that imply? Amanda's smirk fell almost instantly. She pushed herself away from the doorframe again, her frown deepening to such a degree that she almost gave herself a unibrow. A short growl escaped her, which she choked back immediately and only leered at Rosa. You abandoned her. For who? This guy? She nodded at me, keeping her eyes on her. You've been friends since you were children, and that's how you end things? Rosa took a step back and blinked, a shade paler. With her eyes wide open, her eyebrows raised, and her fists clenched at her sides, she looked completely shocked by this harsh rebuttal. She swallowed, loud and hard. I didn't end anything. I tried to reach out to her, but she didn't take my calls. She looked up at Amanda, color slowly returning to her face. It was her who ended it. Amanda snorted again, stood up straight, and took us both in with a wide look, took a step back inside the apartment. Leave. There's nothing for you here. She closed the door. Rosa stepped up to the door, color quickly returning to her face, even intensifying to the crimson of bubbling rage. She lifted her hand to bang on the door with her fist. When I finally snapped out of it, stopped gaping like a retard, stepped up to her and grabbed her wrist. She swung her head towards me, frowning and hissing in frustration, but I didn't loosen my grip an inch. Let's go, Rosa. She's right. She blinked. Then with a violent jerk, she ripped her wrist out of my grip and turned to me, leaning in so close that her horn almost punctured my septum. I leaned back, but stayed where I was. What do you mean she's right? Listen to yourself. Stella called me. She wants to talk to me. She's my friend, for God's sake. She turned back to the door and made another attempt at knocking, which I stopped once again. Rosa, please. Amanda's voice came suddenly through the door. Go you somewhere else. You're scaring the whole damn apartment block. Rosa growled and stomped on the ground with her foot, glaring at the door with a look that could break stone. The door gave no indication of starting to crumble, even after a long bout of angry glaring and leering, after which Rosa snorted, tossed her head and turned on her heel, then started making her way down the stairs without a word. I followed close behind, tossing one last look at the door over my shoulder. I paused, seeing Amanda peeking from behind the door. "Don't come back here," she said in a casual, almost bored tone. "Agnes next door loves calling cops on delinquent kids, especially skinnies." Rosa bristled and stopped a moment, staring up with fire in her eyes and a tremble in her body. She raised her fist and shook it at the unseen Stego. "Pira estúpida, si te vuelvo a ver." She trailed off with a loud, angry snort. Suddenly, she rounded up on me. "¿Qué miras? Venga ya!" She swung her arm downward. When we left the building, Rosa let out a long-winded, fiery torrent of the most vile Spanish curses I have ever heard. ¿Qué le pasa? ¿Qué le pasa a esa pendeja? She threw her arms up and stopped. She threw her head to one side, then another, like a horse tossing its mane, curled her fist, turned towards the building, and stared up at the window of Stella's now former place of residence for a very long moment, trembling in barely contained rage. I took a step back when she turned on her heel, her tail swishing so close to my shins that I could almost feel it brush against me. "No sabe siquiera qué pasa con su propia hija y se atreve a hablar, a hablarnos de esa forma." I haven't seen her so fucking angry ever since I almost called her a Beanosaurus. I wisely kept my distance, not wanting to end up with my femur split by her tail, which swung back and forth like a pendulum of a very angry clock. How much fucking Spanish is there? She stopped by the car and fumbled in her pocket for the keys, still rambling, still cursing. I quietly went around the car, where I patiently waited until she got the keys out. She got them out so violently that they slipped out of her hand and fell to the ground. "Joder!" She smacked the roof of the car with her palm. "Maldita sea!" She pushed herself away from the car and turned around, then paused. She pinched the bridge of her snout and took a deep, slow breath, after which she turned back around and picked up the keys. She opened the door and then locked the door on my side. After a moment's hesitation, I quickly planted my ass in the seat and buckled up. Rosa sat still for a moment, gripping the steering wheel really tightly. I was starting to worry that she'd end up ripping the steering column off when she suddenly let go and smacked her thigh. "Esa perra, no ve que solo queremos ayudar?" she erupted. "Pero la muy puta es tan orgullosa que prefiera que su hija esté un problema antes de hablarnos." That's enough, Rosa. She ignored me completely. "Puta madre, es que como alguien puede ser tan necio?" "Rosa!" She paused and looked at me. The look in her eyes was so angry, so bloodthirsty, that for a very brief moment, the familiar buzzing flared up, only to die down almost immediately as the rage left her. She slumped against the steering wheel, hid her face in her forearms, and started to sniffle. "God damn it. I only wanted to help," she mumbled. "Stella called me. She didn't sound okay. Why is she like this?" I undid my seatbelt and took her into my arms. She turned to me and closed her arms around me, squeezing me hard enough to make my poor ribcage creak at the seams, but I didn't even peep, only hugged her tighter. She cried and cried, mumbling under her breath between the sobs and sniffles, muttering about Stella and how much she missed her. ¿Qué hago? ¿Qué hago? I've been asking myself this question a lot, sis. We can't do anything right now, Rosa. Stella didn't tell you anything, where she lives and such. She shook her head. She swallowed and pulled away from me. "She told me not to look for her." Her eyes glistened with tears. "Did she pick up the phone when you called her after?" She shook her head. "I hate to say it, Rosa, but Amanda may be right. Stella doesn't want anything to do with us." Her face hardened within a millisecond. Then, just as quickly, She slumped against me and started crying anew. I held her close until she had no more tears to shed, after which she sat up straight, sad but calm and collected.
All right. She swallowed again. All right. Let's go home.
As she turned on the engine, I noticed a vindictive smirk on her face and heard her muttering something.
Zora malparida, con razón se le jodea tan pronto como pudo.
Been a couple days since my run-in with Wendy. I couldn't stop thinking about Stella. Only reprieve I had from her was either when I was either sleeping or too busy with taking care of Amber. Other than that, my mind did its own thing, and instead of focusing on something I can do something about, like beating that one boss in Rock Ring Breach, focused on that pear-colored oddball. Amber was watching me play and was sorely disappointed when I gave up on the boss and took her outside to play. But it was nothing a bit of music lessons couldn't fix, and a lesson is what I provided. Today, though, is a very important day. It's the first time Amber will be visiting her grandmother's house. More than that, she'll be staying there for the whole weekend. 2.5 days away from her old man, her stepbrothers, and her grandparents. Freedom.
You remember to brush your teeth,
Marisa calls out as I strap Amber in her booster seat.
Vale, abuela.
Amber calls back.
Daddy, have you been to Grandma's house before?
I chuckle. Oh, yeah. Many times. I'm good friends with your grandma. I tug on the seatbelt to test the buckle, nod and shut the door. As I sit in the driver's seat, Amber leans in from behind.
Is it a nice house?
Nice, big, and very clean. I grin at her over my shoulder. You'll love it. She smiles, then turns to the window. I turn on the engine, and soon we're zooming towards Volcadera. I reach out to turn on the radio to fill the silence when, at that exact moment, Amber speaks up.
Papa?
Yes, Amby? I reply in English. She effortlessly switches.
Does Sam know how to cook nuggets?
Like mother, like daughter. My smirk carries a bit of pain, a bit of nostalgia, and a bit of sadness. She doesn't notice, still staring at the window at the trees and hills zooming by. Good. She doesn't need to know. Not now. Later. Much later. Maybe after she finally meets with Lucy. When I first heard her asking Marisa if she could make some chicken nuggets, I had to step out of the room to hide my tears. It's pretty fucking stupid, crying over something so insignificant. But when she asked, my mind immediately conjured a mental image of a future that'll never be. Lucy and Amber together, bent over the microwave, staring at the nuggets spinning inside, both their faces focused and expectant. Lucy looks at Amber, smiles, then go back watching the nuggets. Fuck. Fucking hell. God fucking damn it. Focus, Anon, focus. Oh. Grandma will make you the best nuggets in the world, Amby. I say, masking my heartache with a short chuckle. She gives a small cheer, then presses her snout against the window, staring at the car queuing for the toll booth next to us. The businessman, looking raptor inside, honors us with a glance, his gaze shifting from her to me, after which he scoffs and turns his eyes back to the car before him. Well, fuck you too, dickhead. Whatever business meeting you're headed will go sour. Fucking asshole. On the highway, Amber pipes up again. She starts bombarding me with all sorts of questions, ranging from banal crap, like why the sun is so bright, to how fast our car can go. And as soon as I answer one question, another one comes barreling down on me. Never-ending volley of inquiries. I answer them all, one after the other. I don't mind, it passes the time, fills the silence, and keeps my baby girl entertained. What more could a father do but oblige his little princess? A little under an hour later of driving and enduring the barrage of questions, I stop before the very familiar house. The front door opens at the exact same moment as I leave the car. Samantha walks over, smiling and waving.
Good afternoon, Anna, dear.
Good afternoon, Miss Murphy. She helps Amber get out of the car while I get Amber's stuff from the trunk. They're already walking toward the house, forcing me to quicken my pace to catch up with them.
Come, Anna.
Samantha smiles over her shoulder.
I'll make you some iced tea.
Amber perks up and tugs on her skirt.
I want some too.
Samantha looks down at her and nods with a soft laugh. I leave Amber's stuff in the living room, as per Samantha's instructions, and follow the two to the kitchen. I notice a distinct absence of a certain green tarot, which I make known to Samantha, who dismisses my concerns with a shake of her head.
Oh, he's out shopping for materials for his classes,
she says, lifting Amber and putting her into the chair.
I tell you, Anon, he's buying the strangest things.
I chuckle and sit next to Amber, while Samantha rummages through the kitchen.
What things?
Amber asks.
Oh, you know, old cameras, props. He even bought a stuffed duck once.
Samantha glances at us over her shoulder, shaking her head with a smirk. Amber frowns with a very profound expression.
What's a prop?
A thing you use to play pretend, I explained to her. Like a toy sword or a paper crown.
Ooh.
Samantha sets a pair of foggy glasses before us. We both thank her and start drinking.
Wow, it's really cold. And fruit light.
Samantha chuckles and nods, watching Amber down her tea with slight concern.
Amber, slow down, dear.
Amber ignores the good advice and empties her glass in moments, then lets out a contented sigh and sets the glass down. She looks up pleadingly at her grandma.
Can I have more, please?
Samantha looks at me. I nod, smiling behind my glass. She's a grandma. Grandma should spoil their grandkids. At least I think they should. My grandma never really cared much about me, but in frankness, none of my family did.
Of course, dear.
Samantha takes grinning Amber's now empty glass, and soon after, my little princess is downing another serving of Grandma's iced tea. Ah, Anon. Good afternoon.
Hi there, Abby.
I turn my head to see Attican, holding a large garden gnome. My eyebrows shoot so far upwards that it's a miracle they don't enter stable orbit around my head, but I say nothing. Just gulp down my tea and set the glass down. Good afternoon, Attican.
Hi, Grandpa.
Attican smiles and nods at Amber. So, I nod at Attican's new friend. What's with the gnome? Oh, it's a prop for the school play.
To play pretend?
Amber chimes in. Attican grins. Exactly.
Have you ever seen The World of David the Gnome,
Anon? Besides that one, how about I slap your shit meme? Nope. But they don't need to know my power level, or rather, lack thereof, when it comes to gnome-related media. I've seen some clips on you, Snoop, but never saw it in full. Attican chuckles and sets the gnome on the table.
You're missing out. Anyway, the kids in the junior classes will be presenting a stage play based on the show.
I chuckle. Stage play based on a children's cartoon. Raptor, Jesus Christ. Well, there was a puppet show club in Volcano High, so I guess in the end it's not that far-fetched. Let me guess. It was your idea? Attican bows. Amber sets her glass down.
Grandpa, what's The World of David the Gnome?
It's a cartoon, Attican explains. One of my favorite shows from my childhood, actually.
Ooh! Can we watch it? Later, Amber.
Samantha takes both glasses and starts washing them.
Get that gnome off the table.
Damn, Samantha doesn't like getting gnomed. Who knew? Attican complies with his better half's demand and carries the gnome off to the closet under stairs. He returns shortly after, takes a seat opposite to Amber, and looks at Samantha. I lean over my baby girl and kiss her on the head, then get up. Alright, you guys have fun now. I ruffle Amber's hair. If anything comes up, call me. I look at Attican, then Samantha. The green tarot gets up from his chair, offering to walk me out. I agree, and after a hug with Amber, we leave the house. As soon as he closes the door, Attican speaks up, following close behind me. Samantha was so happy when you agreed. I'm glad to hear it. Did she tell you how... His face darkens, but relaxes almost immediately. Yes. I have to exercise a lot of restraint to not demand more answers from him, not demand his proof of love towards my daughter, to not view her through the lens of her mother's actions, and to love her for who she is, an innocent child. She deserves that, and so much more. I never voiced my demands, wouldn't voice them even if I had the chance, but the time between him confirming my suspicions regarding his knowledge about Amber, us too brief before he continues.
And that changed nothing. I love her as much as Samantha does. I look over my shoulder, straight into his face. He looks at me so genuinely, so earnestly, that my stomach tightens up into a knot, while a pang of shame makes me turn crimson and look away. For fuck's sake, Anon, you've known this guy for nearly 4 years. Has he ever shown himself as judgmental? No. No, he did not. When he learned about your fuck-ups, he didn't judge you. When he learned about the fuck-ups of your friends, he didn't judge them either. And when he talks about his students, even when they're showing themselves to be pricks and assholes, he doesn't judge. Fucking hell, stop being so distrustful, Anon. We stop by my car. Yetikin shakes my hand, waves me goodbye, and goes back inside the house. I watch him go in, then get into the car and drive off to the farm. For the first couple miles, I think only about Samantha and Yetikin. The first and last time he mentioned his wife was during our first meeting. Never spoke about her since. Whenever the topic of the conversation turned towards our home lives, he answered evasively, gave very little detail, or straight up ignored the conversation until it moved on to a different topic. I wonder how troubled his marriage must have been for him to keep such a tight lip about it. I never prodded him about this shit, as much of a brash bonehead Rosa can be when it comes to others' private life. That question about kids makes me cringe to this day. She stayed off topic as well. May result from the fact that she seems to know much more about it than yours truly, which doesn't surprise me. She visits them much more often than I do. Hell, despite their age gap, they're as solid as they come. Whatever the origin story of the relationship may be, very fucking glad that Samantha found a guy as good as him. Ripley may have loved her, but he wasn't a good man. Him using the death of his own son against me like some kind of fucked up trump card showed it as clear as day. I shake those thoughts off. Whatever. What's important is that Ripley's rotting in prison and Samantha's happy. Who cares about the details? As I enter the highway, Stella creeps into my thoughts. Ever since our stint with Amanda, and the occasional run-in around town, her daughter seems to have dropped off the face of the earth. When she emerges, she's not doing good. When Rosa tries to talk to her, she avoids giving a straight answer. What the hell is going on in her life? Wendy told me that she's doing good, but what if Stella's putting up a facade so as not to worry her? Fuck, I hope it's just temporary college and work stress. Even if she hadn't been a friend of mine for a long time, I'd hate to lose her. Fuck, if I ever meet her again, I'm talking to her. The uncertainty is killing me. After I get back to the farm, the day goes by quickly. Rosa returns in the evening with Reed, both of them carrying empty crates from her shop. I catch her in the shed where she's putting said crates in for storage and tell her about my run-in with Wendy. She sours up instantly. Her smile falters, her brows converge. She sighs and shakes her head, then shoos Reed out of the shed and shuts the door. I met with Stella with some man in May on the street. Stella didn't see me at first, so I got to talk to her for a moment. She sighs and shakes her head, muttering quickly. And she looked awful. She didn't say much. I divulged what I saw last week. Stella looked tired and sad. Her eyes were even sunken in a bit. Hair was a mess. Long gone were her hair buns. She looked like she hadn't changed her clothes in a couple days. She didn't notice me, her eyes firmly planted on her phone, headphones on. Rosa clutches her jaw tight, twining the frill of her skirts around her finger as she listens to my description of the stego. Suddenly, she closes her hand and mutters a curse, tossing her head aside a little. She stands still for a moment, clutching her skirt, looking to the side with an angry spark in her eye. What do we do? Should we call the cops? That's supposed to be... What do we do? Should we call the cops? What for? Because she's tired. She shakes her head and then finally graces me with a look. No. Anon, this is not the way. Idiot. You should have talked to Stella when you had the chance. Who knows when you'll run into her again, if ever. Rosa patting me on the shoulder breaks my muse. Let's go. She nods at the door. Reed, if you're eavesdropping, I will smack you. Reed laughs in response, his voice coming from some distance. Don't threaten me with a good time, Paddle. Rosa turns crimson, pushes past me and throws the door open. Cállate, mi papa está en casa! Reed snorts and comes up to her, then lifts her off the ground in a tight hug. Your dad loves me, Petal. He touches his snout to hers. She shivers softly in his embrace. Well, this is both extremely cute and unbelievably awkward. Time to skedaddle. I clear my throat. Rosa squeaks and pushes Reed away, glaring at me with a deep frown. Oh, no, don't mind me. I raise both my hands in a defensive manner. I'll just leave, and the shed's all yours. I push past Rosa, look at her over my shoulder, give the Crimson Acleops the biggest shit-eating grin, and then sprint back to the house, chased by both her curses and Reed's laughter. I hope they get married soon. All this sneaking about is getting old. Ring. The hell? Ring. Ring. What the Raptor, Jesus, it's 3 in the morning. I sit up, rubbing my eyes, grumbling and muttering under my breath. The ringing continues, and since the whole family's a bunch of hard sleepers, no one seems to give a shit. Great. Amazing. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. I pull on my pants and throw on a t-shirt while the ring continues at regular intervals. A minute later, I stumble out into the corridor where I almost collide with Rosa. She squeaks and jumps away, then glares at me with a frown. What you are going on, Renito? I could say the same to you. We leave squabbling for later and go downstairs to investigate. Who the hell got in the yard? A burglar wouldn't ring the doorbell. Maybe it's the cops. I freeze with my foot raised. Oh, fuck. What if something had happened at Samantha's? There was a break-in there once. Maybe... No. No. Samantha would call you, and if she couldn't, Yadikin would. Calm down. I follow after Rosa. She opens the door, but there's no one there. We look towards the gate, and there we see someone standing before the gate, abusing the doorbell. The yard is dark, so the intruder can't see us, but neither can we see them, clearly, at least. The circle of light from the nearest street lamp doesn't quite reach that far. What do we do? I mutter to Rosa, a bit spooked out by what we're seeing. Without a word, Rosa slips on her slippers and nods towards the gate. Cursing under my breath, I hastily put my shoes on, and then we go outside. The person at the gate freezes. Maybe they heard our footsteps, or maybe they can see in the dark. Whatever the case may be, they stand still, making no move, no sound as we approach them. Who's there? I jump, my heart jumping with me while my stomach drops and hits my pelvis, all while I nearly drop a log in my pants. After Jesus fucking Christ, Rosa, warn me when you're gonna shout. Fucking hell. Rosa, it's me. I stop with my mouth open. Not a single sound escapes me. I wouldn't be able to say anything, even if I wasn't rendered mute by hearing that voice. As the surprise is enough to render me immobile as well, so my mouth wouldn't work anyway. Rosa stops too. She then gives a small, stifled cry and rushes towards the gate. Stella? Stella? Dios mío, Dios mío! Stella. It's Stella. She came here. But why? Why at this hour? Why couldn't she call us? What the hell is going on here? I watch the two reunite, a pair of dark silhouettes against the early morning backdrop. They're hugging. Even from here, I can hear Rosa crying her eyes out. Stella's saying something. Rosa says something in return. Their heads turn to me. Rosa turns to Stella. They're talking again. Stella shakes her head. I wait until they enter the yard. I don't wait for long. Before I know it, I'm leading the two women back towards the house. Don't look. You don't want to know how she looks now. You won't handle it. Don't look. Eyes straight. Oh my fuck, she sounds so sad and tired. What the fuck happened? Why did she come here unannounced, at this hour? I open the door and let them both in, keeping my eyes glued to the floorboards. Stella sniffles and mumbles something to Rosa. They stop suddenly. A voice from upstairs. Gasp of shock. Marisa woke up. Oh, Dios. Rosa, ¿qué ha pasado? Footsteps rushing down the stairs. ¿Por qué está Stella aquí? Rosa tells her what happened. I shuffle into the hall like a beaten dog, still keeping my eyes on the floor. I can't look at her. I can't. Seeing her in town those 2 weeks ago almost broke me. I can't. I just can't. Stella, girl, what happened to you? Marisa asks. Why are you here? Stella starts to sniffle. Her voice is muffled. I cannot understand what she's saying. Mama, I'll take her to my room, Rosa says. She needs to rest. Venga, Rosa, vamos, Anon! I lift my eyes up to her immediately. She's giving me a strict look, leaning forward with her hands on her hips. Well, can't back off. The wall's in the way, which is just wonderful. Why are you looking at me like that, Mom? I mumble. Why didn't you wake me or your father? She demands. It wasn't a burglar, she cuts in. It could have been anyone. She shakes her head, running her hand through her hair. She starts tapping on the floor with her foot, then sighs and points upstairs. Go to your room. We'll talk about this in the morning. I skedaddle and get the fuck out of there. She was giving me the look the whole time she spoke to me. Eyes narrowed, glare boring into the deepest recesses of my soul, burning with anger and impatience. Within a minute, I'm back inside my bed, thinking about what just happened. Stella came out of the blue, crying, clearly scared of something. Did she run away from her apartment? Why would she do that? Maybe she wanted Rosa's help. Maybe college stress is too much. Or maybe she wants to talk to me about Lucy. I frown at myself. Retard. Idiot. Yes, of course. Since she came here at 3 a.m. in such a state, she clearly wants to talk your ears off about your private life. Get a grip. As soon as I close my eyes, Marisa starts knocking on the door. Early sunlight pouring into my room tells me what time it is, and that both Rosa and I are about to get one hell of a scolding from Simon and Marisa. Hell, maybe even Sophia will join in on the fun. Here's hoping she won't bring out the slipper. As I pull my pants on, I muse over the events of the early morning. I spent about half an hour pricking my ears up, but other than some quiet crying of Stella and Marisa's footsteps, I didn't hear anything. I wonder how the family will react to the unexpected visitor. After you get dressed, come down to the living room, Marisa tells me through the door. Dale, mama. Shirt, socks, and we're done. Time to face the Reaper. I go downstairs and, with my eyes firmly planted on my feet so as not to trip and break my neck, I direct my footsteps towards the very spacious and comfortable death row, where a pair of executioners await. I lift my head right before crossing the threshold, resolved to face my punishment with my head held high. And I stop. Seeing Rosa, Mom, and Dad is nothing out of the ordinary, since I knew what was waiting for me. But the sight of Stella makes me freeze, as if I just turned on into a block of ice. She too freezes upon seeing me, but only for a moment. She clings tighter to Rosa, who puts her arm tight around the stego and beckons to me to sit down next to her. I look around the room. Sophia's nowhere to be seen, thank fucking God. I can handle Marisa berating me, but Sophia? That woman has a razor-sharp tongue. After I plant my ass down on the couch, Marisa turns her back to the window and takes the three of us in for a moment. Then slowly walks up to us and sits in an armchair next to Simon's without taking her eyes off the three of us for a moment. She's tense, but she's also sad and compassionate whenever her gaze meets Stella's eyes. Finally, after almost a minute of silent treatment, she sighs again, shakes her head and rubs her horn. Why didn't you wake us up when Stella came here? There's not a hint of anger in her voice. Instead, it's disappointment. Fuck, I would much rather have her go angry on me, heated rant, than to have her talk down to us as if we were 5 years old. Simon moves in his chair, clears his throat, and speaks up. We don't live in this city. He looks at Rosa. would take a while for the police to get here. He drums on the armrest with his fingers. What if someone wanted to rob the house? Neither of us have a solid answer to that. I wonder how often something similar to what he's talking about happened to warrant such severity towards your adult children. Something tells me it happened more than once. I'm sorry. We all look at Stella. Stego's looking at Simone with tears in her eyes. I'm sorry that I came to you like this, but I had no choice. She pauses, her eyes moving from husband to wife. She swallows very loudly, and after a short pause, continues. I had to go at once, or I wouldn't be able to go. Rosa wraps her arms around the Stego and starts slowly rocking her from side to side, murmuring calmingly. Simone slowly shakes his head, giving Stella a firm, but at the same time, soft look. Rosa told us what happened, Stella. You don't need to explain yourself to us. His features harden the moment he turns to me. We want to know why you two disregarded common sense. I rub my nose. What, were we supposed to go out guns blazing or something? I asked, trying really hard to make it sound like a joke. Simone's expression does not change one bit. Don't joke about things like that, Anon. He points at me. Next time, use your head. You too, Rosa. He narrows his eyes at her. Anon can be forgiven. He doesn't live here long. But you? Rosa doesn't look at him. She mutters an apology, clearly embarrassed by her blunder. Okay, what is the deal with all this? What? Did something like this happen here? The home invasion?
Yes, once. But once is enough.
Simone glares at me, which makes my tongue very uncooperative.
I'll tell you one day. Now, Stella, how can we help you?
Hide me. Hide her? From who? Does she have debts or something? Should we call your mother? Maurice asks. Stella jumps. No! She nearly squeals out. No. She repeats, much more calmly. Not yet. I'm so fucking confused. What the hell is going on here? I'll call Reed, Rosa says.
Call Philippe too, Simone says. Tell him to bring...
Bring what? What the hell? Okay. I get up. What the hell is going on here? Stella. I slowly turn to the Stego. What happened? She looks up at me, opens her mouth, closes it, tears up, hides her face in Rosa's shoulder, and starts sniffling, shivering all over. Fuck. What you've done. Great. Fucking beautiful. Stella ran away from her apartment. Rosa looks at me, then starts stroking Stella's hair. But why? I don't want to talk about it, Anon. Stella mumbles into Rosa's shoulder. Can I go now? She and Rosa leave the room. After they shut the door, I turn to my adopted parents. Simone nods at the couch.
Sit down. This is a very serious situation.
I obey him without hesitation. Can you tell me what's going on? I ask, trying my damnedest to keep my voice low.
Stella had serious problems with someone.
Simone says.
She didn't tell us who, and we didn't ask. She's afraid that this person will come here looking for her.
Fuck, is it Amanda? Stella almost had a fit when she was mentioned, but why would she be afraid of her own mom? She didn't tell her where she's moving out to all those years ago, so maybe the daughter and the mother had a falling out of their own. And if you did something to Stella, I will snap you like a twig. What can I do to help?
Keep an eye on the gate. Stella's word that the person knows where we live.
He turns to Marisa.
Tell the kids that if someone appears at the gate, they are to come to us and tell us.
Marisa nods. Then they both look at me for a brief moment, after which Simone gets up.
Come with me.
I follow him out of the living room, through the hall and into the garage. There he opens a locker and takes out a baseball bat, then turns to me with a tense and serious expression. I look at the bat, then at him, and when he hands it to me, I hesitate but take it. Do you think that someone's looking for trouble?
Better safe than sorry, he replies. Go and sit on the porch. And call Samantha. Tell her that Amber may need to stay over at their house for a couple of days.
What will you do?
I'll keep my phone handy.
He shuts the locker.
Nothing happened yet, but I don't want to be caught off guard.
He stands there for a second, gripping the side of the locker with his hand, all tense and silent. I rub the bat with my palm. He turns to me, his face even more serious and set than before, his gaze full of tension and suspense. His tail sways slowly behind him as he looks over my head, at some point very far away, deep in thought. You're not telling me everything, Dad. I look up at him. He finally honors me with a glance.
You're correct.
He puts his hand on my shoulder, the combined weight of his hand and arm making my legs buckle slightly.
But we're family, so I'll tell you. There is a gun in the house.
I blink, then look down at the measly baseball bat he's given me. Well, I would rather have a gun in my hand, please and thank you. What if that someone is not Amanda and they'll be armed? Will I play meat shield then? What gun? Where?
It's a rifle,
he calmly answers.
and it's hidden. I will show you where. I'll later show you where. Now go.
He turns me in place and pushes me outside.
Sit on that porch and keep an eye out.
As I'm trudging towards the porch, worst scenarios spring up inside my noggin. That someone comes armed. I get shot and die. Someone gets shot and dies. That person comes unarmed. Scuffle ensues. Since they're most probably a dino, someone gets badly hurt. Since I'm the melee class here, I'll probably end up in said scuffle. I twirl the bat, it slips out of my hand and lands on the grass. Fuck. Should I call Trish? She's one hell of a bruiser. She may be of some use here. And she has a debt of gratitude towards me. No, I can't risk her life. I pick up the bat. May level out the playing field with whatever asshole comes looking for trouble, but if they're a big dino like, let's say, Philippe or Reed, I don't think it'll do much. We'll see. I sit down on the wicker bench overlooking the yard and whip out my phone. Then call Samantha and tell her what someone wanted me to say. Oh dear, what happened? She sounds worried. Fuck, I knew it was a bad idea. Okay, calm down. She doesn't have to know, at least not yet. You'll tell her everything after this mess is done with. The fuse box went out. I lie. We're running on a generator right now. Oh my. Samantha pauses. Alright, I'll take a couple days off work. Glad that's taken care of. How's Amber? I ask. Oh, she's watching cartoons with the Attican. Samantha gives a soft laugh. It's... She trails off. There's a long moment of silence, broken up by a single sob, choked back with great effort. I grip the phone tighter, waiting for her to say something, but she doesn't say anything. Suddenly I hear footsteps, then water running, and then the sounds of drinking. Finally, Samantha speaks back up. We're having a great time, she says. We went to the park today. You should have seen her on the monkey bars. I chuckle. Must have been one hell of a sight. Yes, it was. Well, I need to get going. Bye, Anna. Good day, Miss Murphy. I put the phone away, put the bat across my lap, and start my vigil. Reed arrived before noon. Philippe a bit later. Initially, Reed was surprised, seeing me with a baseball bat on my lap, but he understood after I explained the situation to him. Not long after he and Philippe entered the house, Reed went back outside and told me to grab something to eat. He had been here since morning. He took the bat and nodded at the door. Must be starving. On the mention of a meal, my stomach gave a loud growl, which gave me away immediately. I got up and went inside the house. There I met Rosa, sitting and staring at the kitchen table with Mom, Dad, and Sophia. I leaned over Rosa to see what they were looking at, and I paused. It's a gun, I say. Rosa jumps, curses, then swats my arm. Yes. Philippe grabs it and puts it in the holster on his hip. It's mine. Why do you have a gun? Personal defense? He shrugs. So, I join Reed, yeah? Simone nods. Philippe checks the fastening on the holster, puts his jacket over it, and goes out. I move to the refrigerator where he stood previously and grab myself a piece of yesterday's quesadilla. I listen to the Dinos talk as I eat. Marisa turns to Rosa. How is she? She's better? Rosa puts her hands together at the table with her head down. Not by much, but she's sleeping now. She needed it. Did she tell you who was giving her trouble? Oh, this is supposed to be Emma. Did she tell you who was giving her trouble? They all look at me, except Rosa, who keeps her head down and her face dour. No. I think she's too scared to tell me. She rubs her snout with the side of her hand. If it's her mom. Rosa lifts her head and turns to me in a flash. The glare she gives me trapping the words in my throat. It's not her mom, she frowns. Don't give you that idea. She never told her mom where she's going when she moved out, I argue. Rosa snorts, putting her head down again, while Simone, Marisa, and Sophia look at one another in surprise. We didn't know what was going on with her for 3 years and on, Rosa grumbles. Don't jump to conclusions just because you don't like her mom. Fuck, she's right. Acting like Moises did once. Get a grip. Damn, sorry. But why was she so scared of calling Amanda? Marisa sighs and looks at me. If she wants to tell us, she will. She nods at the door. Go. Harsh, Mom. Real harsh. The day dragged on forever. In the early afternoon, when reinforcements arrived, clouds started to come in from the sea, slowly darkening as the hours went by. With clouds came wind, really chill wind, piercing me to the bone marrow. I went in and grabbed my jacket. Reed borrowed a shirt from Simone. We sat there, talking about minute bullshit, joking around, trying our best to kill time and ease the tension of anticipation, but to little effect. Our conversations didn't last more than a couple half-hearted sentences thrown back and forth between silence stole between us once more, making us even more jumpy and tense than before. From time to time, someone came out to the porch and watched the gate with us for a while before coming back inside the house. It was getting dark. Sun was setting. Covered my eyes and squinted, trying not to get blinded by the provider of light and warmth for this godforsaken world, when I felt someone tapping me on the shoulder. Hey, hermano. Go and rest. I look up at Moises, who holds me by the shoulder, looking down at me with a serious face. I can make it an hour more. You've been sitting here all day, bro. Wait. You've been sitting here all day, bro. Reed chimes in. I take a nap. If something happens, we'll wake you up. I get up and stretch with a mouth-splitting yawn. Fine. Just don't get started without me, alright? I'll toss you straight at him. Reed grins. I turn and open the door. Let me get my spear from my room first. I chuckle and go in, shutting the door behind me. The house is quiet. The TV is turned off and no one's talking. There aren't any footsteps. In any other situation, I classify the silence as quite eerie and tense, but with my brain running on fumes, I find it more calming than anything. Perfect for a little snooze. I kick my shoes off by the door and waltz into the living room. It's empty. Perfect. Whole couch for me. I lay down and close my eyes. Very soon, I start dozing off. For a moment, I hear a faint voice calling out Stella's name. Must be my imagination. Been racking my brain all day in an attempt to unravel the mystery of Stella's arrival using nothing but scraps of information been given. Fucking hell, is she gonna haunt my dreams now? Ring! I jump up, almost falling off the couch. What? I jolt upright. Ring! Someone's yelling something. They're too far away from me to understand what they're shouting, but as drowsy as I am, it's clear to me that it's not Amanda. Ring! Footsteps running down the stairs. Front door opens. Wake the fuck up, Anon. Anon, come on, go, go, go! Within a second, I'm outside, standing on the porch with one shoe on, the other in my hand. There's someone at the gate. It's a guy. A very big, very angry guy, abusing the doorbell and calling out Stella's name. From afar, he kind of looks like a shark. That's not what makes me stop. What does is Rosa, accompanied by Reed, quickly going towards the guy. He, upon seeing her, stops mashing the doorbell button and just stares at her as she approaches. Let's go kick his ass. Moises pats his palm with the bat. He hasn't done anything yet. Philippe glares at him. Look, he's talking to Rosa now. Indeed, she went out to the gate and is now talking to the guy. Initially, the conversation seems to be going smoothly. Their voice is too low for us to hear anything. That state of affairs lasts only until Rosa shakes her head and points at the car. He loses his shit. He starts shouting and waving his arms around. At one moment, he takes a step toward Rosa, who doesn't move an inch. He grabs her shoulder, she shakes his hand off and says something to his face, which makes him pause and stare at her. Let's go, Philippe orders. Come on. Before we even get off the porch, though, the guy suddenly doubles over, taking a few stumbling steps back, trips and falls, hitting the side of his car with the back of his head. Rosa stands there, her fist where his solar plexus was mere moments ago, looking hard at the downed man. We don't wait. We book it across the yard. The rush of air makes Philippe's shirt flop like a flag, putting the holster on full display. Reed stares at us as we stumble to a halt. Rosa looks at us, flicking her wrist. Maldito pendejo! She rubs her knuckles, glaring at the dude. Huh. He really is a shark. Fuck me, he's huge. Taller than Reed or Philippe. Rosa, what the hell did you do? Philippe jumps over the gate, followed by me and Moises. I was defending myself. Philippe grabs her by the shoulder and turns her to himself. What if he has a gun? Or a knife? Moises positions himself right next to the beast of a man. Following his nod, I quickly pat the guy down. He's knocked out cold, so he doesn't mind me rummaging through his pockets. God, that's a lot of hair gel. Why the fuck is he wearing sunglasses in the evening? Look at that goatee. Raptor, Jesus fucking Christ, this guy looks like a total tool. Luckily, he has no tools on himself. He's unarmed. I get up. What do we do? I nod at him. We call the cops, Philippe says. And you don't do stupid shit like this again, you hear? He shakes Rosa by the shoulder. And you? He rounds up on Reed. Why the fuck didn't you do anything? Why do you think I gave you that bat? Reed's only reply is a blank stare. He's still in shock after witnessing his woman take down the mountain of a man with a single punch. I wonder if he's starting to be scared of her. Philippe sighs and shakes his head, his gaze shifting from her to him. You're both adults, for God's sake. Use your heads. Turns to me. Go tell Dad to call the cops. Reed, make yourself useful and watch that pendejo. He loosens the holster and nods toward the house. What are you staring at? Go! I do as I'm told and nearly bump into Simone on my way in. He doesn't say a word, only moves me to the side, looks over the yard entrance, mutters a curse and takes out his phone. I stand and watch him for a minute, then suddenly I realize that there's someone crying inside the house. Oh, shit. It's Stella. She sounds panicked. Maurice is trying to calm her down, but it's not working. I run back to the gate. Shark guy is still knocked out cold. Rose is talking with Philippe in a low voice. Philippe's hands rest on the handle of the gun. Reed's watching over our unwanted guest with Moises. They all look at me when I come to a halt, panting and hot for my sprint. Rosa, come quick, Stella's... She curses and rushes past me. I watch her run back inside the house, passing by Simone coming towards us. The middle-aged Ankylosaur stops by Philippe and looks at the intruder. What happened? Rosa came up to him and told him to go away, Reed answers. He didn't like that, so she knocked him out. Simone rubs his eyes, muttering a short litany of Spanish curses, then takes his phone out again. Is he bleeding? Reed leans over the mysterious stranger. No. Simone nods more to himself than anyone else and dials a number. Our unwanted guest woke up being tended to by paramedics shortly before cops arrived. Seeing himself surrounded, he limited himself to giving us all very nasty looks, cussing out and demanding to see Stella, all three of which have been promptly ignored. Seeing that being an aggressive asshole won't do him any favors, he fell silent, staring at the ground with an angry and defeated expression while he was getting his head bandaged up. I goggled at the cop car when it finally arrived and its occupants got out. The reason was simple. The guys sent to us were none other than Lee and his buddy Paul. Lee, what are you doing here? I asked as soon as the Sin Raptor stepped out of the car. He chuckled and smirked. Chief has a funny sense of humor. Now, Blart, you know what to do. He nodded at us. Paul nodded and got to questioning, ending with our unwanted guest. So, let's be clear. You're saying that your girlfriend is being held hostage at the house. The shark guy nods quite energetically for someone who dented a fender with his skull. Philippe holds back a scoff and turns away, while Reed glares at the guy. Moises went away a few minutes ago with Lee to question Rosa. They're coming out now. Everyone here says that she came here on her own, scared and disturbed. Lee stops by his colleague and looks down at the shark guy. Something tells me you're not telling us everything here, Mr. Chet. They're lying, Chet protests. They're all fucking lying. I've seen your girlfriend, Mr. Chet. Lee crouches by him. She asked me if we cuffed you up already. He looks up at his buddy. That's something we're gonna do. He nods at Chet, then gets up. Up and get up. Chet stumbles to his feet, pulled up by Paul. He matches Lee in height, but not in bulk, which makes him surprisingly meek. Where are you taking me? He asks nervously. To the police station for questioning, Lee says. Cuff him up, Paul. I didn't do anything. Disturbing peace, assault, attempted forced entry, Lee calmly enumerates. Now, come quietly or I'll add resisting arrest to that list. Chet looks at one cop, then at the other. Then, with a muffled curse, he allows himself to be restrained and follows them back to the back of their squad car. He gets in, and as the car takes off, he stares at us through the window. You all right? Paul takes out a notepad. No statement, Stan. After Chet's car was towed away, Paul gets going with the tow truck. We went back inside the house. We find Stella sitting in the living room with Rosa, drinking from a particularly large cup. She pauses upon seeing us enter, lowers the cup and asks, What did they say? Rosa rubs her back, looking at us also. Simone takes her usual spot. Me and Reed sit next to Rosa. Moises sits on the floor and Philippe rests his back against the wall with his hands in his pockets. We'll have to go to the police station to testify. Stella puts the cup down and rubs her arms, staring at the liquid inside. So, he's going to jail? I don't know, Simone says. Marisa reaches out and puts her hand on his. He nods at her with a smile. Then casts a wide look over the room and sighs tiredly. Let's all go to sleep. It's been a very long day. We unanimously agree, and one by one, we fill out of the room. Me and Reed are the last ones left besides Rosa and Stella. The Stego gives me a prolonged look over her cup as she drinks, the intensity of which makes me uncomfortable enough to shift in my seat. What? Stella blushes, having noticed what she's doing. She quickly turns her head away, muttering a long-winded litany of apologies. The cup trembles in her grasp as she starts to sniffle. It's just... She's interrupted by a soft sob. When you told me that you asked about me. You still care even after what I... She puts the cup down and hides her face in her palms, then starts crying. Rosa hugs her tightly and starts humming a calming tune, rocking the poor woman back and forth like a baby. Stella's soft sobs fill the silence left after everyone headed off to bed, but honestly I'd much rather the silence right now. When she takes a break to breathe, I strike in. It's okay, Stella. You were right in the end. That surprises her so much that she stops crying and looks at me over Rosa's shoulder. Her eyes are staring out of her skull so much that it's a miracle they hadn't popped out and rolled off somewhere. About Lucy. I clench both of my hands into fists. About Lucy hurting me. You were right. I look at her. But, it's not a topic we should be discussing right now. We're all tired as shit, especially you with all the stress you had today. Let's hit the hay and we'll talk it over tomorrow, yeah? She nods and wiggles out of Rosa's embrace, then stands up. Yes, let's go to bed. She stretches out and heads out, followed closely by Rosa. Reed looks at me, then lies against the backrest, his hands behind his head. Suddenly, he chuckles, shaking his head, his eyes up. What's so funny? Now I just remembered the look on that guy's face after Rosa punched him. He grins. Never seen someone so surprised before. Must have been one hell of a sight. Well, I'm gonna go to bed. I get up. Night, Reed. He lies down immediately after I vacate my spot and stretches out with a loud yawn. He turns on his side and puts his hands under his head. Night out on.
Mr. Mouse, Lucy's been asking about you all morning. Where are you?
With all that had happened on Saturday, I almost forgot about the visit at White Wings Hospital I'd set up on Sunday. Luckily, Doc Mitchell didn't let me forget, and hearing the reproach in his voice, I quickly finished up late breakfast I'd been enjoying with a flurry of apologies, rushed out of the house to get to the hospital. Now I sit in the familiar chair in the familiar room, looking at the familiar Venice mirror, behind which the familiar doctor sits and takes notes. My head is throbbing with thoughts about Stella, what happened on Saturday, and the fact that her ex-boyfriend is a complete asshole and a tool. I wonder, did he abuse her? Did he scream at her, hit her? I didn't see any bruises, but remembering what Lucy told me, Dinos don't get bruises unless they're seriously hurt. Judging from how scared of him she is, and how unwilling she is to talk about what's going on with her, last 3 years were obviously far from pleasant. Chet, you dickhead. Hope you get jail time and a fine so big that your grandkids will be paying you off. The buzzer announces Lucy's arrival, ripping me out of my reverie. I lift my eyes up from the table and put them forward, smiling as she enters my view. She had changed. Her hair, well, longer, isn't as long as it used to be back when we were in high school. The anger and desperation I saw in her eyes are long gone. Fires of bad passion replaced by something else. Yeah, there's still fire in her eyes, and it still burns hot, but it's calm, warm flame. Not a raging inferno threatening to destroy everything it touches. Hey, dweeb. She sits down with a smirk, then frowns, noticing my tiredness. You look like shit. What's wrong? I rub the back of my neck. It's just shit at home. A lot happened yesterday. I put my hand on hers. What about you? You holding on all right? She nods and blushes slightly, looking at my hand then at me. I'm fine. I want to hear about you. What happened? Tell me. She pleads. Seeing that her words are having little effect, she resorts to taking her hand from under mine and stroking my cheek with it. I lean into her hand with a sigh and look her in the eyes, which makes her stop and give me a very serious look. Stella came to the farm yesterday. Her eyes shoot wide open, and she leans away slightly, pulling her hand away as if she had burned herself. She stares at me for a moment, then takes a short, calming breath, nods and gestures at me to continue. She came very early in the morning, at like 3, I begin. I relate to her what happened, sparing some of the details, like Philippe being armed or someone telling me about the rifle. What I don't forget to make abundantly clear is that Amber was not in the house at the time, having gone to Samantha for the weekend. That last piece of intelligence doesn't surprise Lucy all that much. I had already told her about Samantha's visit on her daughter's birthday and the subsequent invitation to let Amber spend a weekend at the Aaron house. When I tell her about what Amber was up to there, Lucy even smiles and tears up a little. I'm so very fucking glad Mom accepted her. She clenches her fist. Me too, sweet tooth. I put my hand on her fist, stroking it gently. She suddenly wipes her eyes in a pretty violent way and clears her throat. Okay, enough tear jerking. Tell me what went down. So I tell her the rest of the story. She listens carefully without interrupting me, but when I start describing Stella's ex, she lifts her hand, prompting me to stop. Isn't that the guy she went to prom with? I should be surprised that she still remembers such details, but that was the most memorable night of her life. No wonder she can recall such things. Though I thought that the catastrophe, which was the concert, would make precedence over everything else in her remembrance. I don't remember. I shrug. I was drunk. She narrows her eyes, then withdraws her hand. I know. She sighs and rubs her snout. Yeah, from what you're saying, it's the same guy. She shakes her head. Christ. I guess we're all susceptible to shitty relationships. Ouch. I finished the tale by telling her about my conversation with Stella. Never told her about what happened in the forest before Christmas, but from what scraps of information she gains from my story, she very quickly puts the pieces together. The realization makes her turn pale, curse, and avert her eyes. After a moment, with a lot of effort on her part, she looks back at me. I hope I'll never leave this place. What? Lucy, what are you... She shields her eyes and keeps talking, ignoring my interjection. I destroy everything I come in contact with. Dreams, friendships, lives. She sniffles, chokes it back, takes a sharp, shuddering breath, and wipes her eyes again before looking at me. I'll destroy Amber's life, too. If people find out who her mother is. I grab her hand. She attempts to yank it away, but I add my other hand to the grip and pull it close. You will not ruin anything. Amber will be fine. I tell her in a low but firm voice. You will leave this place one day, and I'll be waiting for you. She shivers, tears starting to her eyes. You shouldn't, she says. You should have moved on those 3 years ago. You should have left me in here and... I press her hand to my lips. She pauses and stiffens, surprised by the sudden gesture. Don't say that. I look her in the eyes. I love you, Lucy. I would never leave you. I press her hand to my lips again. Never, ever. You will not ruin anyone's life. Not anymore, at least, she remarks with severe bitterness. I ignore her and keep talking. Strike the iron while it's hot. You've made a fuck ton of progress, Lucy. It's okay to doubt yourself sometimes. Hell, I do it all the time. I rub her hand. You will make it. You will be okay. Everything will be okay. She swallows and leans in, pressing her forehead against mine. There it is. The light of hope. That's right, girl. Don't give up. I've got your back, no matter what. Thanks, Dweeb, she whispers. I love you. I love you too, sweet tooth. The rest of my visit went by in much better atmosphere. When the time came for us to say goodbye, Lucy hugged me, wings and all. Felt nice. Very nice. For a brief, very brief moment, time stood still, and I felt like in the good old days, before that goddamn Monday which destroyed everything. I leave the hospital with dewy eyes. I get in the car and call Samantha to inform her that I'll be picking Amber up today. The threat of house invasion long passed, so it's safe for my baby girl to come back home. Samantha's a bit surprised by my phone call. You fixed it already? She asked. The fuse box. Well, time to tell the truth. Miss Murphy, I lied to you yesterday. She's silent for a very long moment. And when she speaks, she's very tense. What really happened? I tell her the abridged version of the story I've told Lucy. She listens with bated breath, gasping when I describe Rosa knocking Chet out. After I'm done, she chastises me for lying to her earlier. You should have told me, Anon. She sounds angry and hurt. And what? I'd have worried yourself sick, Miss Murphy. I protest. No one got hurt. Everything's fine. Please don't tell Amber, okay? I won't, she replies. The next time the father of my grandchild puts himself in harm's way, I would like to be informed. There's no arguing with that woman. She gets as fierce as Lucy when she gets mad, and I don't feel like opening that particular can of worms today. I'll keep this in mind, I promise her. What time can I come pick up Amber? She's quiet for a moment. We're at the park with her right now, and then we're going to see a movie. Come pick her up in the afternoon. Is that okay? Perfectly fine, I assure her. See you then. Bye, Anon. I toss my phone into the glove compartment and start the engine. Way back home flies by so rapidly, I'm occupied with thoughts of Lucy and Stella, that before I know it, I'm parking my car in the yard. I turn the engine off and sit there for a while, mulling over what Lucy had told me. Should have left me here. Fucking hell. God fucking damn it. I destroy everything. You and I both, sweet tooth. Getting out of the car, I notice that the front door is open. Philippe's sitting on the porch, smoking a cig and talking on the phone. He nods and waves at me as I approach. Yeah, we'll go to Banji's today. Yeah. Oh, certainly. He grins. Yeah. Love you too, Emmy. Bye. He hangs up and takes a drag. Man, what a mess. He shakes his head. What happened? Shut up and listen. I prick up my ears. There's someone crying in the living room. It takes me a moment to recognize Amanda's voice. I take a step towards the door. No, let them have their moment. I sit down opposite Philippe. He fishes a pack out of his pocket and offers me one, which I gratefully accept. How's your girl? He lights up my cig. She's getting better, slowly but surely. I take a drag. Oh yes, sweet nicotine hit me right in the brain. See, you got plans for the evening? I nod at the phone lying next to him. He smirks. Yeah, gonna race on the highway. He leans to the left and looks over my shoulder at my car. Wanna join? He glances at me. I had my fill of thrills when Rosa drove me around, thank you very much. I'll pass. Gotta pick up Amber from Sam's. I look at the door. Damn, how long has she been crying? Half an hour, I think. Philippe rubs the side of his snout with his thumb. She came in, saw Stella, almost fainted, and started bawling her eyes out. He shakes his head and mutters a curse. One hell of a reunion. Wonder if Stella told her mom to fuck off at first, or if they fell into each other's arms the moment they saw each other. Judging from the distinct lack of Stella's voice in the concert of misery, she either had her fill of crying already, or she's just sitting there, letting her mom do all the work. I wonder also what Amanda's thinking right now. Really fucking hope she now regrets treating me and Rosa like shit 3 years ago. I really do. If she weren't so fucking pig-headed, maybe Stella would be in a much better place right now. What's up with you? Amanda finds out that Stella's been an abusive dickhead, and all you talk about is yourself? Typical. Not in the mood for arguing with you right now, Conscience. Let me smoke in peace. I sit with Philippe for a while, smoking and listening to Amanda's sobbing. Gradually, her crying dies down, replaced by the muffled voices of mother and daughter. They talk for a moment, and then, suddenly, Stella shouts. No! No! She doesn't sound scared or dejected, she sounds angry. Her mom tries to speak further, but Stella interrupts her in the same manner, after which Amanda falls silent. A long moment passes before we hear their voices again. This time, the conversation is awfully short, followed by someone standing up and walking. That turns out to be Amanda, who pauses in the doorway upon seeing me and stares at me for a very long moment. I return the look, trying my hardest not to look either disdainful or satisfied in any way. I succeeded, somehow. Good morning, Miss Belmont. How are you? She lets go of the door frame and sighs. I've been better, she mutters. How about you? Same. Put out the cigarette. Did you know about all this? I nod at the door. She shakes her head, her dejection melting away in anger, white hot fury of a mother. Her fists are clenched, her eyes narrowed, her brows furrowed, and she's trembling as if a sudden fever gripped her. I'll find that motherfucker and... She gropes at her hip, where a nightstick hung the last time I saw her at work. I'll fucking kill him. He's a dead man. He's a big man, too. I remark. Bigger they are, the harder they fall, she replies viciously. Take good care of her, you and Rosa. She points at me. See ya. She quickly leaves the porch in the yard. I watch her drive off, then get up and go inside the house. Stella's sitting on the couch, holding hands with Rosa. She looks much better than she did yesterday. Not as tired and stressed out. There's still not a trace of a smile on her face, but at least she's calm. I decided to leave the two be and go upstairs, where I plunge neck deep into Rock Ring's campaign and don't let go until Samantha calls me about picking up Amber. Only then I snap out of the gamer zone and head downstairs. I leave the house and find Stella alone on the porch. She's sitting with a hot cup of green tea, the drinking which she pauses upon seeing me. She lowers the cup. Going somewhere? Yeah, I'm picking up Amber from her grands. She pauses. Amber? Yeah, I look her in the eyes. Amber. My daughter? For a moment, it seems like she's going to say something we'll both regret. Her eyes flash, a frown mars her features, and she opens her mouth. But then, just as she's about to speak, she pauses again. After a moment of staring into the distance, she sighs, hangs her head low, and curses under her breath. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for what I said, Anon, she mumbles. I shouldn't have... I put my hand on her shoulder. She pauses for the third time. I needed to hear it. It helped clear things up between me and Lucy. She looks up. Without what you told me that day, I don't think either of us would make it to where we are now. I look at her with a serious face. You were right, and I was wrong. Thank you. She swallows, stares at me for a moment, puts the cup down and hangs her head low, then hides her face in her palms and sniffles a few times. After those few sniffles, there's a short period of silence, after which she lifts her head and looks me in the eyes. Thank you for giving a crap about me, even after everything. She blinks rapidly, her eyes misty and dewy. I grin and pat her on the shoulder. I never stopped giving a crap about you those past 3 years. Not for a moment. I step back. Now, sorry, but I really need to get going. We'll talk later, Stella. She nods and picks up her cup. When I back the car out of the yard a couple minutes later, I catch a glimpse of her, watching me.
There you go. Chapter 31 on the books, baby. Woo!
Do I need to write for you again? I read, you write. Okay.
True. Oh, hope you're doing good and all. Oh, another chapter down, boys. Hell yeah, motherfuckers. Everything's coming up Anon too, dog. We got the motherfucking Stella chapter. Stellar. Oh, got some messages. I'll have to take a look at those in a minute. All right, now the 2 chapters we're owed. No, pushes you back into the seat. No 2 chapters. I'm not doing another hour and a half. I'm tired. I need to go do stuff. Like fucking shower and get some food and all that other good stuff. Ugh. W chapter. You're almost there, Homo. You're close to catching up. You can do it, I believe. Or do I? I think I've said it before. We have how many chapters now? 3 more chapters until we're fully caught up. By the end of the year, we will be caught up with None in the Chamber. Hell, you might even get a Christmas present where I do a bunch of reading one day. I mean, by then we'll probably be done with None in the Chamber. I mean, let me take a look at the calendar real quick. Ugh, best treat besides the Rosa treat. You motherfuckers in your Rosa. All right, let me take a look here. So if we do Sunday, or we do Mondays, we got 1, 2. Oh, I accidentally hit something bad. Uh-oh. I'm good. Okay, so next week, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I can finish it off. Around the Christmas season, I'll be taking like a week off, I think, something like that, because I'm going to be going on a family trip. But yeah, definitely by the end of the year, even if another chapter comes out, we'll be able to catch up. December 2nd, 9th, 16th, and 30th will be, if another chapter comes out, the 30th would be the last one. That'd be us ending off. God, that would be, holy shit, I would be so happy if there's only like 1 more chapter. It gets released, I finish it on the 30th, and then before the year ends, I get the super cut out. That would be awesome. But I don't know how many more Karma Chicken has here before we're done. So, you know. Once we're all caught up, that means that we can finally move on to some other stuff.
Shorter stuff. Less than 100,000 words probably for a little bit. I want to get at least 2 more things under, in the book before we do another long-ass one, because holy shit. I know I keep saying I love None in the Chamber. It's a very good fic. It's very long, though. And I want to be able to get to... Because, it's always... People are always like, oh, hey, have you read XYZ fic? And I'm like, no, because I'm busy reading None in the Chamber still. Good shit, though. Good shit. We're just coming up on 3 hours, which is a good time for the for a stream, right? You guys got your yap, you got your chapter. You guys can't jump me anymore. You can't say, hey, streamer, we're gonna freaking kill you in the streets, hang you by the neck. Oh, I was added in the pit. What did I get added for? Ah, I see. Flippo's doing his shift. Mr. Creamer's been stuck in an underchamber mines for 5,000 years. Yeah. Yeah. I wonder how it's going to sound audiobook-wise when I do the master cut and how, different each reading is. Because I like to imagine that I've been pretty consistent with the voices, but I know when it goes for a while, man... It's hard to keep in mind what voice I was doing for what characters, you know? Not to mention just how I might refine the voices over time. And because there's, you can obviously tell sometimes when you choose, when I choose a voice and I realize, ooh, this was not a good voice to do because I'm going to have to do this a lot. And so I kind of tweak it and tool it to something that I can do a bit more easily and a bit more off the rip. So I think it'll be interesting for that, in that aspect specifically when it comes to the master cut. Other than, the 50 hours. 1 hour segment of the supercut where Humo sounds like Joe Swanson. Hey, Peter. I fucking broke my legs. They put me in a game, a visual novel. I'm a gator now, Peter. 1 streamer, no chambers, 18 naked cowboys at Ram Ranch. I don't want to go to Ram Ranch. I hope I can get to make a fic of my story for you to read, but it will take a long time since I never made a story/fic. Well, dog, you ought to know by now the fucking Discord will help you with that. I think I joked about it, during the roundtable, but, one day you guys are actually just going to get, the demo of a fan mod that I make. You're just going to get that. It's going to come out of nowhere, come out of left field. There's going to be no information on it, and you're going to be like, what the fuck? I'm going to be like, yeah, here you go. Slides this over. Had a one-shot cooking, may or may not happen. Do it, dog. Seems like 35 will be the final chapter before epilogues as confirmed by Karma Chicken, so... Oh, boy! That would be epic. Because what I could do, since it's likely we're going to break it up for ease of access, I'll probably have the readings in arcs. So... I would have to go back and look at the summary of everything and figure out where to make different arcs so that way it's a bit more digestible than just 50 hours of here's reading, which means that what I could do with 35, if that's the final chapter, I can make the main story, break it up into its arcs, and then cover the epilogue stuff later, and then make that its own video, and it will be golden. All right, that actually, I feel a little more invigorated all of a sudden, believe it or not. Which also means if I plan on doing that, I can start having, or I can start at least piecemealing this together off stream and get it ready so that most of everything is ready to go beforehand. I could even potentially hit up some of the artists, and depending on how I would make it invigorated for one chapter, God no. Not that invigorated. I could even hit up maybe some artists, and if I figure out how I want to space it out in terms of arcs, see about maybe getting a little bit of art done for that. As a thumbnail for each one. That could be kind of cool. But yeah, that's stuff for me to think about. That's behind the scenes, because at the end of the day, I know I always look back at it because, that's what I have on fucking books. Inko noted Supercut's 9 hours and the Broken Wings is 7.5 hours. So I think I'd want to keep it about that length in terms of how I'm splitting everything up. So I need to see how long it takes for me to get through everything and then work it off of that. So, Humo cold drops his Triceratops harem mod. No, it would be parasaurs. We need some parasaurs in here. Get the paras in. The paradating mod, where they're not evil, and they're actually cool. But yeah, I stalled for time. We got our 3 hours in, boys. Quick note. Let's see. Thumbnails are just Humo playing Russian roulette with none in the chamber. Bummed he has to read. No. You really are a Mia poster. No, there's other parasaurs that exist. Let's see. What was I saying? Oh yeah. Coming down the pipeline this week. I don't think I'm going to be streaming Wednesday or Thursday. So tomorrow is my usual day that I take off. So that's to be expected. I'll be doing my watch night with my buds. Wednesday and Thursday, given Thanksgiving's happening, you might get a stream Wednesday depending on time. I don't know if I'm heading up to my parents on Wednesday or if it's Thursday. I kind of got to figure that out. I'm coordinating with my brother since he has to go up there earlier to do some blood work shit, but likely you're not getting a stream on Wednesday, and you definitely won't be getting a stream on Thursday, because even if I come back that night, I really don't care to stream after all that and just like try and get into the mindset. You'll get your stream on Friday. It'll be like some kind of community stream, I'm sure. Hell, maybe I'll even take some time to plan out something cool for it for once. And we'll see where we go from there. But yeah, you guys are going to essentially miss me all week. Sorry. Full stream with Mama Noto. Huh. Nah. I'd have to like have a whole streaming setup, and I don't think I got that on hand. Cool as that might be. I mean, I know my mom is aware of me fucking streaming at this point. I don't think she's tuned in any streams yet. We went for lunch one day, and she was like, you never did give me the information for all that. And I was like, oh, here you go. Swiped it over, and I asked her again like a week later, and she's like, yep, I haven't looked. I'm like, oh, yep. Have her guess the names of snooters. Maybe you guys will get some fun shit in the Discord. Maybe I'll like ask my mom and dad to like fucking look at some stuff, and we'll work it from there. Last thing I want to see is people on stream gooning over Mama Noto. I think I would actually kill some of you. Unironically, I think I'd beat some of you to death. Here's a funny story. Me and my brother and my mom went to Applebee's once for lunch some years back, over half a decade ago at this point. And someone tried to buy a drink for my mom while me and my brother were there. It was fucking crazy. Jesus. Hi, Humama. I would be nothing but entirely respectful to your spawn point gamer. Oh my god. Thank you, Arthur's Immuto kitten boy wife, for your respectful nature. Mods in OT for that. Ugh. I can feel my voice starting to go a little bit. I think it's time, fellas. I think I call it. Hey, everybody, if you haven't joined the Discord, go ahead and do it. It's really cool in there. Plus, there's extra content all the time in the sense of you can see Lanny dancing like a fucking idiot, or Jake playing Sparking Zero like he always does. So, they'll probably join a stream while you're reading a real hokey fanfic. Yeah, I already told my mom if she joins in stream, just expect the worst. I'm gonna have to help by Humo hunting rifle. I already got a rifle. It's a cool one. Not a hunting one, but 10% chance to get Limbus Rot in the Discord. Yeah, and you roll it like every other week, I think. I'm drawing smut tonight. See, Kev's drawing smut. Go look at the Discord. It's really cool. I can't sell you on any more than that. But yeah. Anybody in chat, be lurking otherwise. You know what's happening now. I hope you had a good rest of your day, night, evening. I hope to see you again on Friday for whatever community shit we have planned. Until then, have a good Thanksgiving if you celebrate it. Otherwise, enjoy the next 3 days without your favorite streamer.